Uptime? Highly available. Great. And you?
Well, you know, we're still running a proprietary Unix-based system.
Right.
Yeah. A Dell flexible solution with Dell PowerEdge servers and Intel Xeon processors can help manage your enterprise for less. Easy as Dell. Call or go online today.
He's my boy. Heel King. Come on. What?
Guys have rules. Like no guy should ever be caught with inferior entertainment equipment, i.e. the dish. Instead, get Comcast. You'll have access to more premium channels, all your local stations, and no long-term contracts. Order Comcast today and get a $400 credit when you ditch the dish.
Mike Adamle on CBS 2.
Kirk Heinrich just hit a three. Now he tries to weave inside, losing the ball. And as they fight for it down low, it's picked up Collison. Somehow it's popped out of that scrum. And the shot clock at 4, so Miles gets a screen from Graves. And Collison can't beat the buzzer. Shot clock violation. No basket. You're in the Ford Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The NCAA Tournament second round, West Region, 2nd seed Kansas, 10th seed Arizona State. Thursday, round 1, KU beats Utah State. Arizona State took care of Memphis. With Jay Billis and Dwayne Ballin, Kevin Harlan with the Sun Devils, the team that finished 4th in the Pac-10 Conference at 11-7. Knight to Millage, and a screen by Diago. And outside for Knight. And a foul on Graves as Diago has the rebound fall in his hands.
Number 22, Jeff Graves, Kansas.
And for our audience just joining us, Ike Diago, the Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, with Sean Redditch, Tommy Smith, Kyle Dodd, and Curtis Millage the other day missed a triple-double by 1 assist. They go inside Kansas with Nick Collison, Langford, Miles, Heinrich with the ball, and Jeff Graves down low. This is the All-America Collison, and Langford working on Redditch.
Kansas got into its running game early, and that's really a key for the Jayhawks to get easy points in transition.
Miles banging his way inside. What a great job 56-year-old Rob Evans has done. A former assistant with Eddie Sutton at Oklahoma State, comes from Ole Miss and has rebuilt the Arizona State program. And the Big 12 Coach of the Year again, Roy Williams, has taken his Jayhawks to a 14th consecutive NCAA appearance, the 3-time National Coach of the Year.
Both of these coaches have done an outstanding job this season, and this may be Roy Williams' best coaching job since he left the staff at North Carolina under Dean Smith and came to Lawrence, Kansas. He is without Wayne Simeon, an outstanding sophomore, a guy that gave him 16 points and over 8 rebounds per game, shot over 60% from the field.
Jay, assess the Sun Devils and what they need to do tonight.
Well, what they need to do is try to get the ball inside to Ike Diago, who made a terrific pass there. He probably got away with the walk there, but Curtis Millage, as hot a player as there's been in America, averaging over 21 points per game over his last 14 ball games.
So they got to get it inside. What about Kansas?
Well, Kansas has to continue to rebound the ball, and they punch it inside. That's a tough shot by Nick Collison there, going over the outstretched arms of Tommy Smith. A great shot blocker.
He was a senior from Phoenix. Out of bounds it goes. Last touch by the Sun Devils.
This Kansas team scores about 70-75% of its points off its fast break and its secondary break. When you can keep Kansas into running their half-court sets, you have got a much better chance of beating the Jayhawks.
There's the sophomore guard, Miles, slipping it inside to Collison, who hits it. And a foul on Arizona State inside. It goes on Tommy Smith, and that is the first on him.
And Kevin, that's an example of the secondary break of Kansas. The initial break not there. Aaron Miles setting a little wing back screen for Nick Collison, and then Collison gets the immediate post up. They get an isolation on the opposite side of the floor. And there is nobody better in America at sealing off deep in the paint than Nick Collison. You can see top 5 all time on the Kansas annals in scoring, rebounding, and block shots. A great player, Nick Collison, off to a good start.
Kansas with their biggest lead.
The Chevy Trailblazer worst case scenario. What to do if tailgated by a giant ore hauler? Don't slow down or pull one of those "I'm braking slightly to freak you out" stunts. You won't like the results. Simply let that standard 275 horsepower Vortec engine send a clear message. Get off my rear, ore man. Here you have a best case scenario. Chevy Trailblazer. Like a rock.
It's a beautiful morning. This is my favorite time to skate. I guess it's from all those years of 5 a.m. practices. But it's also the time when the pain and stiffness of osteoarthritis can be at their worst.
Ask your doctor about ways to help relieve the pain of osteoarthritis. Call 1-888-MERC55 for more information.
So many Cinderellas and yet just one slipper. Poet, is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer to everything.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99, John himself will toss in our delicious cheese sticks absolutely free. We start with Papa John's hand-tossed dough, garlic sauce, cheese made with 100% mozzarella, and 2 zesty sauces for dipping. Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and get free cheese sticks when you order a large one-topping pizza for only $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Here's the latest news about the war. An American soldier is among those being held and questioned after at least 10 U.S. troops were injured in an apparent surprise attack at the 101st Airborne Camp in Kuwait. CBS's Mark Strassman is there.
The investigation into the terrorist attack here has taken a startling twist. In custody now and being questioned about this attack is an American soldier, an engineering sergeant connected with this brigade's 2nd Battalion. He was found hiding in a bunker. He has apparently been wounded as part of this attack. At one point, he was on the ground in handcuffs, and he was being questioned, how did you get hurt? Was it when you threw the grenades? And he answered, yes. This investigation is ongoing.
Also in northern Kuwait, a U.S. Patriot missile shot down an incoming round from Iraq. There are more explosions in Baghdad at this hour. This after U.S. warships and planes pounded targets all around Iraq day and night. In southern Iraq, British troops are surrounding Iraq's 2nd largest city, Basra. Iraqi troops are firing back from within the city. Facing the prospect of urban warfare, Allied commanders are holding back from an assault, still hoping for a surrender. Tonight, B-52s took off from England for targets unannounced. Dan Rather at CBS News World Headquarters. We'll update you on any big news throughout the basketball evening. When news breaks out, we'll break in.
Kirk Heinrich just got a layup inside for Kansas. Arizona State with the miss, and here come the Jayhawks again, leading 13-4. This is their biggest lead so far in the early part of this game.
Kansas has done an outstanding job defensively. They are limiting Arizona State to 1 shot.
Some of you will be going to Duke and Central Michigan at the top of the hour. Collison inside. Redditch was there at the hand and a shove. They also have Chris Osborne in there, who's a senior from Los Angeles. Redditch is defending. Osborne picks up his first. There he is. There's Nick Collison. I know that Hollis Price won the Big 12 Player of the Year. But there probably is not a great deal of difference between the voting for him and the voting for Nick Collison.
Nick Collison has had an outstanding year, especially considering the fact that they did not have Wayne Simeon throughout most of the season to take pressure off him. Opposing teams could double team Nick Collison down low, and he has had some outstanding performances. Perhaps the best performance all season long by a big guy. 24 points, 23 rebounds against Texas at Allen Fieldhouse.
Sidney will have that shoulder surgery coming up in a couple of weeks. 8 points for Collison. That is a game-high 8 for the Jayhawks senior from Iowa Falls, Iowa.
And this Kansas team was a much different ball club with Simeon on the floor because he gave Roy Williams a 4th scorer. Much more difficult to guard with Simeon in there.
Braxton is in now for Arizona State. Smith back in the ball game. Rebound by Collison. And here comes the Jayhawks. 5 of 7 to start the game. This there. And Millage the other way. Arizona State 2 of 8 to start the contest. He drives inside and lost the ball.
Nick Collison averages 18 points per game, over 9 rebounds. He's got every post move in the book. Can score with either hand around the basket. Crafty along the lane. Getting in for the slam after the missed free throw. Never gives up. An outstanding rebounder.
There's a Heinrich foul as he shoves Millage to the floor. And picks up his first of the game. Kansas +2 so far in rebounding, 6-4. And the Jayhawks with a 10-point lead. That is their biggest tonight.
This game will be played at a much faster tempo than Kansas was allowed to play in the opening round game against Utah State.
Intercepted by Collison. A breakaway for Keith Langford from Fort Worth, Texas. And a timeout for Arizona State as the Jayhawks are galloping to a 14-point lead.
Introducing Intel Centrino mobile technology. The new wireless laptop technology designed to help you untangle, unburden, and unwire your life.
Here we go, steal, down the middle, 101, bang him, Did you see what I see? Because I saw a robbery. Hey man, does anybody want a Coke? Yeah, we get up, man. Hey, you crazy man, that's Corinthian leather. And use the footstool to get to the refrigerator. I'm running all over y'all like a treadmill. Oh, I am the greatest. I'm the greatest. Can't stop it. It's bad. I'm telling you, I'm just super nice in it, you know? That's all. When you nice right That's all. That's all.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, AIG, Michelin, and by McDonald's.
So last time I'm going to look at the arena scoreboard. It is a 12-point Kansas lead, 16-4, the biggest tonight. Nick Collison with 8 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. And Jay Billis so far, he has started 3 of 4 from the field.
An efficient big man, and Kansas has really ratcheted up their pressure. They went a little run and jump on the last possession, faking it here with Kirk Heinrich, giving a fake trap to the ball handler, Jason Braxton.
Here's Millage to Smith, 8-0 Kansas run right now. And that'll stop that. Tommy Smith, a senior from Phoenix, for the Sun Devils. Nice feed inside. It comes on top, and it goes inside Graves. With the flush, Collison with the assist.
Just hitting the trailer. Looking down immediately in that high-low on their secondary.
There's Redditch working on the smaller length. Duke Central Michigan for some of you coming up next. Inside to Smith. Collison defending, and a foul called on Nick Collison.
Let's take a look at this Kansas run and jump. They're in man-to-man with the random trap. The trap going to come from Keith Langford right here. Coming up. And he surprises Jason Braxton. The ball handler comes off red edge. They rotate. And Braxton coughs the ball up, and Kansas has easy transition the other way.
Here's Smith at the free throw line, a 57% free throw shooter. This is the first NCAA tournament appearance for the Sun Devils since 1995. A drought of 8 seasons. Happy to be here and winning in round 1. Langford takes it and slashing inside for 2.
Right now, Arizona State, their heads are spinning, trying to get back in transition defense and not doing a very good job.
Braxton the other way, tipped, and Redditch can't get it. Miles ahead, Langford leaping catch. Millage got in the way of that. It's off of Langford and off of Kansas. And the other way they'll go.
Not a very good decision by Aaron Miles, and Roy Williams not at all happy with this point guard from Portland, Oregon. Kansas wants to run when it's there, but they don't want to force it. They have an advantage, can punch the ball inside to Collison or Graves.
Sun Devils 0 of 2 shooting the 3. Kansas hitting their first, and a 3-point attempt right there. No good. And we'll go to the Jayhawks. Follow every play from each game of the NCAA tournament in the Game Center, along with updated scoreboards at CBSSportsline.com or on AOL and a keyword CBS Sportsline. And the timeout in Oklahoma City.
Greatest moments in NCAA basketball: 1956, the perfect season; 1957, triple unbelievable overtime; 1982, New Orleans voodoo; 1983, the Cinderella story; 1992, the greatest game played ever.
You're going to love the Singular NCAA text package. Only Singular provides interactive voting during NCAA men's tournament broadcasts and sports alerts. Get all this plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Fred Jumper never miss a moment plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Wednesday on CBS, Survivor is on a special night, and a surprise twist is about to blow the game wide open. Don't miss an exciting all-new Survivor on a special night, Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Langford on top. Neither team makes a change. They're under 12 to play here in the first half.
Arizona State going to a little zone.
Heinrich outside, hitting a 2-point shot.
Heinrich plays at such a good tempo, always under control, incredible speed getting up and down the floor with the ball.
Michael Lee is checked in for the first time for the Jayhawks. Here's Millage with Lee on him. And Smith with Collison guarding. And wheels around him. Lee with the rebound. Heinrich, who has started 3 of 3. Langford down the baseline. Collides with Diago in a foul.
Kansas just continues to put the pressure on, first defensively and then with their break, forcing Arizona State to get back quickly and try to cover up. And Ike Diago not at all happy having to waste a foul in order to stop an easy opportunity for Keith Langford.
His second foul.
Langford had a terrific ball game against Utah State. And Kirk Heinrich was struggling. It was Keith Langford that stepped forward with 22 points.
That's it right there. He's now got 5. Collison with 8. Those are the 2 leaders for the Jayhawks.
See Keith Langford's numbers from last year, where he came in as a freshman and blended in with the veteran team that included Jeff Boschee and Drew Gooden. One of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country last year. I thought heading into the NCAA tournament, Kansas was the best team in America.
Kenny Crandall checking in now for the Sun Devils. Approaching 11 to play in the first half. Lee down the baseline.
Michael Lee has really improved. With the absence of Wayne Simeon, Lee, as well as Jeff Graves, has had to play extended minutes. And he has really done a solid job.
Crandall listening from outside. Kicking it out to Dodge. Shot clock did not reset, so it's at 20 seconds. Millage lasers it over to Crandall. And a foul.
Foul on Jeff Graves, trying to keep Ike Diago from getting that low post position. He had his arms draped all over him.
So Graves has 2 fouls. Timeout taken.
If you're heading out there, I'll give you a tip. It's wild and it's far, and you're in for a trip. For just when you think it couldn't get rougher, the path goes crooked and the going gets tougher. But once you've traveled this far off the track, you won't settle for less. And there's no going back. The powerful Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Warning, do not attempt any of what you are about to see. Jackass the movie on DVD and video. If you loved it in theaters, you'll go nuts for this DVD with 5 hours of extras. Jackass the movie. Buy it on DVD and video March 25th.
Yo, excuse me. Do you use protection?
I did last night.
Okay.
Every night.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you for protecting us. Every night, huh?
That is 77% shooting for Kansas and 23% shooting for Arizona State. What is Kansas doing right, except for hitting all their shots?
Well, they came out really strong defensively, especially in the half court, and they've really made it difficult on Arizona State to run any offense. And Kansas has gotten into their running game, something at the beginning of the game we said that they had to do in order to be effective, and they've done an absolutely stellar job of it.
They go inside. Diagu, double team. Drake with defenders. Brian Nash now in for the first time. Collison gobbles up the rebound. Here comes the speedy Heinrich. Weaving and driving, and Millage pokes it away from behind.
And only the quickness of Curtis Millage to get behind Collison and poke that ball away, or behind Heinrich and poke that ball away, saved another layup. This Kansas team gets the ball down court so quickly, whether after a make or a miss. They run every day in practice, work on their break and their secondary break. It's almost like the power sweep that the Green Bay Packers used to run. You know it's coming. The question is, can you stop it?
Yeah, how do you stop it? Exactly. There's Langford. Shot clock down to 15. With the spin move inside. Pretty play.
The lefty can get to the basket on absolutely anyone. Uncanny ability to get to the rim.
Kansas 16-4 in the paint over Arizona State. Duke and Central Michigan coming up next. Inside Smith. Rebound by Crandall. On top to Dodd and Millage.
Collison had Diagu blocked out, but Diagu able to keep that ball alive and then get an angle as the ball was passed to the wing.
Diagu's got 4. Ryan Nash torn away by Diagu.
Nash has to be stronger with the ball there. Heinrich delivered a beautiful pass. He got to finish or at least get fouled.
Diagu on top. Millage across the lane, then down and tipped up and in by an uncovered and unblocked out Ike Diagu.
The speed of Curtis Millage, a left-hander, but he loves to go right. You have to sit on his right hand. Kansas did not do that, and he beat him middle.
Collison rams his way and steamrolls Kyle Dodd. A foul on Nick Collison. That is the second on him. Graves has 2, and the third member of our team is Dwayne Ballin.
Kevin, Charlene Taylor is in attendance tonight. This is the mother of Keith Langford of Kansas. She is also his toughest critic. She gives him nothing at all. She played basketball herself in college. She was a forward at Texas Arlington. She's 6'1". Keith did not beat her one-on-one until he was in high school, guys.
That's out of bounds. Arizona State turnover.
Isn't it a prerequisite, Dwayne, for a Roy Williams player? If he's going to recruit you, you have to be able to beat your mom.
I looked at Keith when he said that to me, and he stepped back and he said, "Hey, mom is big." And she's really serious.
And obviously good. Here's Graves against Diagu. Nash, Lee, Graves, Miles, Heinrich out there. Small lineup for the Jayhawks. Miles, Dodd is on him.
Dodd, a very good position defender. Aaron Miles, not a particularly good shooter, and Nash just leaned into that screen. He just has to stand there, let the ball handler use the screen. That's a foul Roy Williams can live with, but Nash just leaning out to get a piece of Dodd, and Dodd trying to get this team a little bit more emotional. They started out a little bit flat, and Kansas knocked them back on their heels.
Jamal Hill comes in for the first time with Dodd, Diagu, Millage, and Knight. That sets the players on the floor. A foul called on Arizona State. It's on Millage for the first time.
We'll go against Millage. He was guarded very closely by Kirk Heinrich, who was not allowing him to free himself, and he just pushed off.
Sophomore Aaron Miles from Portland, Oregon. Heinrich down the lane and into Millage. Rebound Heinrich. Fresh 35 and a three. Kirk Heinrich has had a terrific start to this game. A game-high 10 points and 4 of 5 from the field, including 2 3-point hits.
Kirk Heinrich is about half of Kansas's three-point production. He's made 76 of their 159 three-point attempts.
Greg Gumbel in New York. Kansas running roughshod over the Sun Devils of Arizona State at the moment. 30-12 is the score. We'll keep you updated on what happens in Oklahoma City. But right now, you're headed for Salt Lake City for the tip of Central Michigan against the Duke Blue Devils. Let's send you there and join Dick Enberg, Matt Gukas, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Greg. After that dazzling double overtime win by Arizona over Gonzaga, we go for another. Central Michigan's Chippewas, the identical same record as the Duke Blue Devils, the number 3 seed. A look at the contentious West. Arizona, Gonzaga winner. Arizona meets Notre Dame. So one bracket is set in the Sweet 16 in Anaheim, and the winner of this game will meet the winner of the Arizona State-Kansas game currently underway in Oklahoma City. Yeah, we're back for more exciting action here in Salt Lake City. What a game that win by Arizona over Gonzaga. Now let's talk about Duke. The Blue Devils have a senior point guard that is not their leader on offense. He's their leader on defense.
Well, Dante Jones is the individual you're talking about. He's their leader in every aspect. He gets free for tough hoops around the basket. He was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Here he makes a steal, and here he gets a charge. He does it all for them, and he's their emotional leader.
He needs only 3 points to score 1,000. That doesn't sound like that much, but he's only been at Duke 2 years, of course, transferring from Rutgers. You don't find a lot of good big men around the country, but Central Michigan did.
Well, they've got one of the best centers in the nation at both ends of the floor in Chris Kaman. And when a 7-footer is a presence at the defensive end, you've got something special. He blocks 3 shots a game and changes many more. And he sets up so well in the post. He's got the footwork and he has the touch. And though he's a natural right-hander, he uses that left very well around the hoop. And if Chris Kaman can stay out of foul trouble, I think Central Michigan can give Duke all they want.
I know a man that loves boxing. I wonder what he has in store for us. Armin?
Well, Dick, you know, Jay Smith has repeatedly told his team not to be timid in this tournament, and that's the theme to the team tonight. He said playing Duke is like being in a heavyweight championship fight broken down into 10 4-minute rounds. He says, yeah, we're going to lose a few rounds. We're going to get punched in the face a few times. But if we can win 6 or 7 of those rounds tonight, we got a fighter's chance to make a big, big statement tonight and win this game, obviously. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Armin. Jay Smith, all-time scorer in Michigan high school basketball history at Mayo, Michigan, coached at the University of Michigan, assistant coach under Steve Fisher. They talk regularly. Here's his starting lineup. Tony Bound, Chris Kaman, the 7-footer who is setting all kinds of records for Central Michigan. Mike Mansell had a big game, 29 points against Creighton in that win. J.R. Wallace and T.J. Meerman both outstanding three-point shooters. What can you say about the Hall of Famer Mike Krzyzewski, one of the coaching greats, 3 national titles in the last 12 years? You want to talk about tournament, you got to talk about Duke. And here's their starting front court of Dante Jones, their leading scorer. Sheldon Williams, the big freshman, solid on the boards. And J.J. Redick, as fine an outside shooter as there is in the nation. Duhan and Ewing in the backcourt. Ewing's been battling some problems. He thought it was altitude, had trouble with his breathing in the win against Colorado State on Thursday night. Central Michigan in their dark maroon, and Duke is, as you look at the officials, Kitts, Greenwood, and Skiles. Duke is in the white, and that is not good news for Central Michigan. Wearing the white uniforms this year, the Blue Devils are perfect, 20-0 in their blue and black. They're 5-6. Jay Smith has brought not only respectability to the Chippewa program, he has built Central into the top team in the Mid-American Conference. The ACC Devils against the Mid-American Chips. And it'll be Duke first. Duhan with the ball. He's their playmaking point. J.R. Wallace on him. And a scramble right off the bat, and the arrow points to Central Michigan. We saw that against Creighton. The Chippewas are not afraid to go after the ball on the court.
No, don't go and get after you defensively, and at the other end, they'll try to shove it right down your throat.
T.J. Merriman inside to Kamen, the big center, and it's tipped away by Williams. Kamen leading in many national categories. He's number 5 in percentage, 3 in rebounds, 7 in block shots.
So he'll obviously be a focal point of the Duke defense, and they'll give him a whole bunch of different looks. Try not to let him get comfortable.
Kamen against Williams, and he scores the first basket of the game.
Well, that's one of the looks they do not want to give him, and that is playing directly behind him. They like to shove him out the lane if they can. But I'm sure Sheldon Williams and the other Duke big men, you just don't see big, strong 7-footers like this every game.
Coach Krzyzewski told us yesterday that they've never really played against someone who can dominate the way Chris Kamen does.
In the ACC this year, what a tough two from Dante Jones. He scored the first 11 points for Duke in their win against Colorado State. Merriman off the dribble to Kamen. There's a little of that footwork, and he uses the left hand. So in close, he's just as comfortable right or left. And it's Sheldon Williams beating the Chips down court to tie it up.
And a smart move by Kamen there, backing off, not taking a chance of picking up a foul. He knows how important he is to this team. He's got to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble.
Duhan reaching in, commits the foul on Wallace.
Okay, we're going to watch Kamen. He's going to fake into the lane and then go baseline with the soft hook off of the glass.
And with those long arms, able to keep the ball away from the potential block. Williams and Casey Sanders had a field day blocking shots against Colorado State.
But he actually started to lose possession of that with the left hand, still with a soft touch, able to guide it in.
Wallace had it knocked away by Merriman and somehow controlled. Bad pass. Mansell out of the reach of Kamen.
And we saw Mansell have a terrific game on Thursday. However, he's going to be checked by a very tough cookie defensively in Dante Jones. That should be a great battle besides the big men inside.
Defensively, Mansell is playing Ewing. That's a really weird matchup.
Wallace hawking Duhan. Here's Redick and Merriman. Redick. And he gets it over the defensive try of Kamen, and Duke leads 6-4.
J.J. Redick is under the weather. He's got a sinus infection. I think we're going to have a backcourt violation on T.J. Merriman.
As he slips down under the defensive pressure of Daniel Ewing.
Back to J.J. Redick, has a sinus infection. The altitude bothered him on Thursday and was unable to practice yesterday. Here takes a little bump, showing his strength. Able to create some separation and use his nice little touch inside. Everybody that defends J.J. Redick is going to take him off his shot in the perimeter, make him put the ball on the floor. But he's proving to everybody he can do that too.
Both teams perfect from the floor. J.R. Wallace replaced by number 1 Whitney Robinson, transfer from Eastern Kentucky. Mansell on Ewing. Mansell is only 6'5", and he's the second biggest Chippewa on the court. And down slipping was Mansell. That's a spot that was wet in the first game and causing players trouble. And a foul away from the ball called on Dante Jones.
Well, actually, at the offensive end for Duke, there's a whole bunch of spots in this area, out there, and I kind of think it's from these marks on the floor. Once they get a little bit of moisture on them, it gets under the shoes of the player. They've been unable to hold their footing.
Muirman turns it over, and Reddick can't hit the three. Knocked out of bounds off Ewing.
Not the best of shots in the world, except it's J.J. Reddick taking. He's an outstanding three-point shooter, and he gets so few looks from beyond the arc. He figured, I better let it fly now.
And Muirman. Ewing on him. Good for that tough defense. The pass to Kamen. He now has 6 points, and the game is tied at 6.
Kamen's footwork is so automatic that he's always in great position to get that offensive look at the glass.
Dante Jones on the quick transition gets a three.
And so far, Sheldon Williams at the defensive end for Duke is letting Kamen catch right at the edge of the lane. That's too close to the basket.
Whitney Robinson, Duhan on him. Kamen battling for position with Williams.
Okay, his footwork right in there. Okay, his footwork right in this area here. You'll see him. He'll turn. He'll turn to the inside and then go baseline, and he's got an easy shot to the hoop.
Using his body to set up room. Trailing 9-6, the Chippewas inbound the ball. And into the game for the first time is the 23 Joe Carr, just only 5'6". And a turnover again. And the Chippewas are want to make mistakes. They did against Creighton, but still had enough firepower to upset the Blue Jays. And the turnovers, Duhan said, I got poked in the eye. And he's squinting as he goes back on defense. From outside, it's Robinson. Whitney Robinson averaging 7 a game, the senior from Detroit.
Jay Smith went with Ricky Robinson because TJ was not doing the job that he needed to do on the perimeter. He's getting much better defense from Robinson.
Two new guards in as Jones fires another three. He's 2 for 2 outside the arc, and it's 12-9. And Jones, as he did against Colorado State, off to a torrid start. 8 points already for the senior. Knocked away by Duke. Sean Dockery just into the game, making the defensive play. Ewing back in for Duke. Reddick out. And Voorhees, Brandon Voorhees, a freshman from Granville, Michigan, comes in for the Chippewas.
The other night against Colorado State, Dante Jones had about 11 points in the first 3 minutes. I said to him yesterday, what do you think, you're going to go for 60? He said, I really wasn't trying. He said, I was trying to create things for my teammates, but I kept getting fouled.
Dentlinger into the game for the first time. Dentlinger from Arcadia, Iowa, as Kamen given a rest early, and he draws the foul from Casey Sanders as Sanders makes his first appearance. Casey Sanders won the game in the eyes of Coach Krzyzewski and his teammates against Colorado State with his 5 blocks.
A cute move by Jay Smith, the coach of Central Michigan. As soon as Mike Krzyzewski went to Casey Sanders, was a much better defensive player than the freshman Sheldon Williams, who just took Chris Kamen out of there, which takes a little bit of edge away from Sanders.
Dentlinger with his first point. He's averaging only 1.5 points a game. And well short on that one.
It's a lane violation.
Dockery was in there.
Everybody was in there.
To get the rebound.
Everybody but you, Dick.
Never. Just pass it back to me. I'll be out here. Dockery, a sizzling fast freshman, goes to the iron and a foul. No, traveling before the contact. Kamen back in, along with starting guard J.R. Wallace.
Look at that, everybody in the lane.
Time out in Salt Lake City.
Somewhere, a manager needs someone to deliver a 12-ounce sirloin and a slab of baby backs to the couple at table 5. Chop, chop. Nearby, a friendly server needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar. Monster works for everybody.
Cars with worn shocks can take 10 feet farther to stop. Next time you're in for tires or brakes, have your shocks checked as part of a Monroe Safety Triangle inspection. Monroe. Ride safe.
The Morgans of New York City. The Mendozas of Fort Worth, Texas. Stu and Maggie.
Who's that?
With a bunch of steak quesadillas from Taco Bell.
A higher class of quesadilla has arrived. Taco Bell's Steak Quesadilla. Marinated carne asada steak and 3 rich melted cheeses. Upgrade to steak. Think outside the bun.
This is crabgrass. I don't want to see crabgrass in my lawn.
My wife actually hates crabgrass.
Nobody would want this in their lawn. We put down Scott's turf builder with Holtz in the early spring.
That's the only thing I ever use. Scott's puts this protective barrier over the lawn.
And it stops the crabgrass from germinating.
See how nice and thick that is?
Feels like the carpet inside my house. Well, I've used the cheap brands. And it's like anything else. You get what you pay for. Steve doesn't have any crabgrass, which makes him a good human being, basically. Turf builder with Holtz. The best defense against crabgrass.
March Madness is in the air, and this family has got the fever.
Now who's with me?
Don't miss Still Standing CBS Monday after Everybody Loves Raymond.
We went to commercial with Coach K after the officials, and he's still barking this heavyweight fight. 4 minutes, that would be the first round gone, and we'll score it for you here from our 2 experts at ringside. And Meerman has it stripped away, and now the scramble, and that should be a foul, and is on Meerman, who was a football player in high school, an all-state quarterback, and he comes up holding a right knee as he went diving for the ball, but got only the Duke player. Now let's check our scorecard. Well, Matt, the surprising gives the first round to Central Kareem even.
Well, I'm going to give it because Kamen established himself 3 out of 3 from the field, and he hasn't picked up a foul yet.
Back Central Michigan is 4 for 4 when they can control the ball and not turn it over. They've been perfect, and Duke is 5 for 6. 2 of those 3-pointers from Dante Jones. Jones against Meerman, and Meerman commits another foul. That's 2 on him in a matter of 5 seconds.
Seems to me that Meerman's taking too much responsibility on himself to try to stop everything. Or he's going to have to let the other guys play and let the game come to him.
Follow every play from each game of the NCAA tournament in the Game Center, along with updated scoreboards. CBSSportsline.com. America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Dante Jones, 9 points already for Jones on a 3-point Duke lead.
By the way, Dick, when Dante Jones scored his first 3 points of the game, he hit the 1,000-point mark, and that's in 2 years after transferring from Rutgers.
That shows you how he's contributed to Krzyzewski's program. He went to Duke from Rutgers because his close friend Jason Williams, who was the player of the year in college basketball, said, you really ought to come down here and play with us.
I think Jason will make a fine recruiter someday.
And another near turnover by Ewing, and Chippewas dare not be careless with the ball. The way Duke overplays those passing lanes, they're tough. Mansell's first shot of the game is over the top. 3-on-1 break off to Jones. And Dante Jones and Duke jump out to a 16-10 lead.
Smart play by Dante Jones, taking it hard to T.J. Meerman, who has already picked up a couple of fouls, and Meerman's having problems both ends of the floor.
Finally, to Kamen, who's a perfect 3 for 3 and misses his first shot. Duhan hurries it into the offensive end. Reddick just missed stepping on the baseline. Duhan with Kamen rebounding and drawing the foul from Sanders.
That'll be the second on Sanders, and I'm sure Mike Krzyzewski extremely upset with that, knowing that he's going to need Casey Sanders throughout this game to try to battle not only Chris Kamen, but to help out defensively, which he did so well against Colorado State the other night.
T.J. Meerman taken out by Coach Jay Smith, and Robinson and Bound now on the backcourt, and Whitney Robinson, the senior, is better at protecting the ball. That is, he ripped the ball. Bound, a good outside shooter. Kamen comes way outside. And there's another slip, and Reddick with a free trip. And the Chippewas much too careless in protecting the ball, and Duke taking advantage of all these turnovers. Robinson can't hit out of bounds to Central. 7 turnovers in 6 minutes for Central Michigan.
Dick, it almost looks like there's condensation under the floor, but however, there is no ice underneath here. But everybody's slipping and sliding. So whoever has the best soles on their shoe in good shape in this one.
Inbounds pass, and no one looked after J.R. Wallace. And the vocal senior leader from Muskegon has his first points. Reddick. And Dockery, and that'll be a charge. First on him. 13:42 left in this opening half. The number 3 seeds from Duke leading Central Michigan by 6.
Nice defensive job by Whitney Robinson, the senior out of Detroit. 6th man of the year in the conference this year. He was a starter last year. He's really accepted his role very well.
The nice spirit about this Central Michigan team, and talking with them yesterday, the way they pull for each other, and I guess that happens when you win 9 games one year, and then the next year you win more than any team in Central history, 26. Wednesday, CBS Survivor. Remember, it's Wednesday, a special night, and a surprise twist for you. Don't miss an exciting all-new Survivor on a special night, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Last foul on Sheldon Williams is first. Duke with 6 fouls, Central with 2.
Mike Krzyzewski up talking to the referees, trying to buy some help for his big man.
The basket by Mansell. No, it's taken away on the charge. Or will they allow the basket? No basket.
That's his first personal, the 13th foul.
Duke University leading Central Michigan 18-12 here in Salt Lake City. Game 2. 14 minutes plus remaining in the first half. And the Blue Devils taking advantage of several Central Michigan turnovers to run out to this 6-point advantage. And Jones again, the scoring star, the senior for Duke. No whistle. And now a very late whistle, and the call goes against Central Michigan. Robinson. First foul on him.
Well, Whitney Robinson picked up the charge on the play before. This time a little bit too eager to try to get to that spot. Just kept moving and didn't have his feet set before he took the contact.
First foul on Robinson. 14 fouls Central. 6 on Duke. Nick Horvath into the game for the first time. One of the big men for Duke. As Sanders rested, so it's Horvath and Sheldon Williams inside. And Daniel Ewing with his first basket. And an 8-point lead, Duke's largest.
He got off to such a slow start against Colorado State, actually, because he was not feeling well, combined with the altitude, but came up huge down the stretch for Duke.
Mansell with the drive and score. Mike Mansell, the senior from Detroit, has his first basket. Sheldon Williams back outside to Jones. Jones raises and can't hit the three-pointer. Bound with a rebound. Wallace. Bound fakes the 3, takes the 10-footer. Not there, but Kamen is for the rebound and can't score. Mansell keeps it alive, and Kamen bats it in.
Now that's what's so good about Kamen. He's a little tired right now, asking for some help from the bench, but it's not only his first maneuver to the basket, he's got a very quick second jump for such a big guy.
Kamen with 8 points. As we're into the 12-minute mark, and Duke's lead is carved to 4. Williams sets up Jones for an easy 2. And Dante Jones with 14 points.
Dante is so good at finishing off the layup. Anytime he gets up in the air, he's always in control and is able to make the layup or get fouled.
Inside Kamen, Williams playing behind him as he's moved out away from the basket. And a reach-in foul. It appeared to be Ewing on the backside that got most of him. And he will get the foul. His first.
Take a look at Chris Kaman. Look at that position in the paint there. Very difficult to do anything, and all he does is spin off the first thing he feels, the body of Sheldon Williams. And look at that, just ready with, he's not jumping high, so he doesn't have that much, doesn't need much time to gather himself. But he's a tired pup right now as he steps to the line.
Yeah, he admitted to us he really ran out of gas very quickly in the Thursday night game. It's a two-shot opportunity for Kaman. I thought that was a one-on-one, and here come a flood of substitutions from both benches. 3 changes made by each coach.
You know, Dick, he only shot 1 free throw the other night in their win against Creighton, but coming into that game, the previous 4, he was averaging 15 foul shots a game. Shows you all the work he's doing around the basket, how hard he is to guard.
And Coach K said that's one of our goals, to keep him off the line in the game tonight. His first free throw cuts the Duke advantage to 5 with 11:23 left in the half.
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
You're a great mom. You're beautiful and you're smart and you work so hard.
Billy, would you like me to call your mom and see if you can stay for dinner?
If you insist.
Introducing the Cinemeal Deal. Any large Pizza Hut pizza, America's favorite, with up to 3 toppings, just $11.99. Plus a generous order of our new freshly baked cinnamon sticks absolutely free. The $11.99 Cinemeal Deal. Spoil your family, not your budget.
You're powerful, smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At Pizza Hut.
Morning, William.
CJ. CJ. How you doing? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short? You're always glad you came.
Yeah. Hey, no, you can't drive the truck. See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
Introducing Intel Centrino mobile technology. The new wireless laptop technology designed to help you untangle, unburden, and unwire your life.
He shoots. He scores.
Did you come by later?
Yeah. The Late Show with David Letterman. The best games aren't always on the court.
A torrid offensive pace, and both teams shooting well over 50%, 75% for the Duke Blue Devils.
Well, the interior defense of Duke obviously struggling with Chris Kaman, and at the other end of the floor, Central Michigan's defense unable to keep the Duke players from penetrating to the basket. That's why the high percentages.
Well, we expect that from Central Michigan. They were one of the nation's best shooting teams over the whole course of the season.
They're third in the nation at 50.8%, and they free throws 76%. And one of the top three-point shooting teams as well. 7th in the nation, almost 39% for the Chippewas. So they can shoot the ball. So can this guy, Jones. Oh, rings it home, and Dante Jones putting on a clinic. He has 16.
Central coming out of that timeout, going to a matchup zone without Kaman on the floor. Still can't stop the interior.
The only starter on the court at the moment is Tony Bound. And a rebound by Dante Jones. That's a very small Central team on the floor. Reddick is well off the mark. Nelson rebounds. Kevin Nelson, a freshman from Southfield, Michigan, with the ball. Does he have the ball? Nope. And the scramble, and it's saved by Bound. And here's the shortest man in the MAC, 5'6" car. Nelson over the top to Duke. Came through, but it doesn't count. Went up and hit the clock above the scoreboard and down through the hole, but incomplete. 7-point lead, Duke.
That's one of those horse shots where you call heel of the rim, top of the backboard, shot clock, and swish.
Here in Salt Lake City, we approach the midpoint of the first 20-minute period with the Duke Blue Devils, number 3 seed, leading Central Michigan by 7. Central Michigan's big center, the 7-footer Chris Kaman, now back on the court after being rested for the second time, and Jones has just been sensational for Duke. Whitney Robinson in the scramble, trying to feed Kaman, stolen by Reddick. Reddick on 3-on-3. Chris Duhan takes it inside for an easy 2. And the Blue Devils shooting 75% in this first half.
8 turnovers already for Central Michigan. They average as a team 18 a game, which is huge.
Double team Kaman and the block by Sanders, who had 5 against Colorado State. Duhan again, and that'll be a charge. 9-point lead, the biggest of the game for Duke.
Okay, we're going to see Chris Duhan just take it all the way because Central Michigan is not getting back in good defensive position. They're going to have to get organized on their defense.
Second foul on Duhan. With 9:20 to go, Central Michigan trailing by 9. They play defensively the same frenetic pace, both teams. So as Central Michigan said, we're used to that, overplaying the lanes and tough in your face defense, but maybe not quite the defense they've ever seen before this year.
You don't see a Duke team that much in the Duke type of team in the MAC.
Mansell outside, and the long 3 is down the bottom of the well by J.R. Wallace. Much needed 3. It's 26-20, 5 points for Wallace.
Well, they're a good 3-point shooting team. It's because of Chris Kaman on the interior. He's either going to catch, get doubled, and kick it out, or the defense is always going to slip towards him.
They can't seem to stop Jones, but Kaman there makes the block, and that makes him the all-time shot blocker in Central Michigan history. Mansell open for 3, but it's short. Comes back to Wallace inside on the quick pass to Kaman, and Kaman scores. Chris Kaman's presence, 11 points now to lead the Chippewas.
Chris Kaman has the ability to use his body to shield the defense from the ball, and he just turns to the open side. There's no one that can defend against him.
Oh, Wallace runs into a screen by Williams. Down to the 8-minute mark as Ewing takes it inside and scores. +1. Duke offense has been unstoppable.
Daniel Ewing picking it up where he left off at the end of the game the other night against Colorado State, driving to the basket. And Dante Jones running a little bit out of gas. Legs a little bit tired. Kaman gets him on the block, and once again, the righty, who uses the lefty more often, working inside against Michael Thompson.
They use the left hand so well that commentators have said thought he was a southpaw until he takes a free throw. 3-point play by Daniel Ewing, and Duke back up by 7. Ewing with 6 points. 5 points. 8 minutes to go in the half. Muirman back in.
Now Central Michigan with Kaman on the bench getting a breather. They got to look for Mike Mansell.
And there he is. And a blocking foul against the Blue Devils. That'll go against Sanders. His 3rd foul. Chris Kaman, as his coach said very succinctly and tersely, he was awful in the win against Creighton. 12 points and 6 rebounds would be good for a normal player, but Kaman is the superstar. And Mansell filled in with 29 points against Creighton.
Well, the big reason for the Kaman numbers there were he picked up early fouls in the first 8-9 minutes of the half and really sat out the whole first half. And by then, the game became such a helter-skelter mess with Creighton in the second half, he could never get involved.
3rd foul on Sanders has him with a seat, and Nick Horvath replaces him for Duke. Mansell looking for his 4th point. Average 17 on the season. And without a timeout, the Duke lead is 5. We have 7:50 left in the half.
powerful new Silverado is here. Still available with a 340 horse Vortec V8.
Ooh, you're a naughty little boy, aren't you? Keep it up, and I'm gonna give you a spanking. I'll teach you the meaning of respect. You're not getting any of my Bud Light. Do you hear me? No kisses for you. Not till you learn to obey me. Now, get down on all fours.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Somewhere, a nurse manager's blood pressure is rising. 4 nurses out with the flu, ER's gone berserk, and the compound fracture in 116 just wants his lime gelatin. Nearby, a talented nursing assistant needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar, Monster works for everybody.
My wallet. My credit card was in it.
You did have a Capital One no hassle card, right?
No.
Relax. Who's gonna find it out here?
Whether your card is lost or stolen, with a Capital One no hassle card, you're not liable for a penny. Plus, you get the nation's lowest fixed rates.
What's in your wallet?
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
Duke leads by 5. Chris Kaman leads the Chippewas with 11.
Chris Kaman does a great job of helping his teammates. You see him get the block on Dante Jones. It's just impossible to guard inside by people that are smaller than him. He uses his body and his feet so well. Sets himself up for easy baskets.
He's a 7-footer, a junior from Wyoming, Michigan. Went to Little Tri-Unity Christian School, a Class D, smallest of the class programs in Michigan. He's added 40 pounds since a freshman at Central. He's now 255. But Dante Jones, look at another slip there by Ewing, and then he reverses. Oh, that's Sean Dockery. And out it comes to Bound. Much too much slipping on this court. Garrett Brigida in for Central Michigan. This is Brigida, who near turnover again as Reddick, and near steal from Bound. They're fronting Kaman now with Sheldon Williams. Now Kaman had position. They didn't get the ball. Now they do. The triple team.
Quadruple team.
And Meerman didn't take the shot. Right back to Kaman. And Brigida misses. Keeps it alive and out of bounds to Duke.
That looked like the Wilt Chamberlain days. 4 players, 4 Duke players surrounding Chris Kaman. Watch this. All 4 coming in. They have tried everything so far, and he kept getting good looks at the basket. Finally, Mike Krzyzewski said, let's send the whole kitchen sink. Well, they got 1 more to send.
And that's why they are such a good three-point shooting team. Someone has to have a clean, clear look, but Meerman passed it up.
Well, what Mike Krzyzewski wants from his perimeter players is to put more pressure on, make them pick their dribble up further out on the floor, farther out on the floor, so it's harder to get the ball into Kaman initially.
A whistle was play initiating at midcourt. Shot clock did not start, and so alertly the officials are going to correct the problem. Take a couple of seconds off. Well, they're going to take 6 seconds off. So 29 on the shot clock with 6:40 to go here in Salt Lake City. Arizona State and Kansas playing in the other half of this bracket, and the winners here and in Oklahoma City will play in Anaheim Thursday night. Ewing slipping and sliding, stopping, and Kaman slaps down the rebound. Into Kamen. Trying to work his way close to the hoop and double team. Can't get off a good shot. Force that one.
I thought Michael Thompson did a good job of pushing Kamen a step or two further out than really where he wants to start in the post.
And foul against Central as Reddick takes it hard to the hole.
Let's take a look where Kamen has been catching most of the time. Feet right on the edge here, and now you see him 2 or 3 steps further out, which now makes it a little bit tougher. He does not have the kind of moves there, certainly, that he does have closer to the basket.
Michael Thompson getting plenty of Kamen. He's 6'10" and 250, a freshman from Joliet. With Casey Sanders on the bench with 3 fouls. Thompson seeing some early duty. He only played in 14 games for Duke all year.
I noticed a collective round of applause from the Duke coaching staff when Reddick drove in there and finally got the first foul on Chris Kamen. That's what they wanted earlier in this game, to get him in trouble, get him on the bench for good in the half.
And Reddick, the best free throw shooter in the ACC, is now 101 out of 110. 110 tries, and he's missed only 9 times from the line.
And he is really suffering out there, watching him trying to breathe right now.
Central Michigan hitting on only 3 of their last 13 field goal attempts. And have Kamen down in the hole, working against the freshman. Robinson for 3. Kamen fighting to get the rebound. What's the call? Traveling against Kamen. Not a popular call with the fans here in Salt Lake City. 10th turnover, Central Michigan.
There's Chris Kamen battling there, but unable to hold possession. That's a walking violation in college basketball. By the way, Chris Kamen, for the most part, taking care of the ball in this one. He averages over 4.5 turnovers a game.
And the good defense of Whitney Robinson forces Duhan to use a Duke timeout with 5:31 left in the half.
It's March Madness. Look for specially marked bottles of Sprite and Coca-Cola and watch the tournament on CBS for winning code announcements. If your game code exactly matches, you win. The code for round 2 is the NCAA tournament on CBS. Get into the madness.
My gang eats out. It's 5 different stomachs, 5 different stomach problems. But we don't need 5 medicines. We just need 1. Pepto-Bismol. For heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, nausea, and diarrhea. Think pink. Think Pepto.
Its patented formula knocks out weeds in 24 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Roundup Fast Act Foam knocks out weeds in 24 hours.
Right now, Elizabeth up in accounting is having a real party. She picked the 15th over the number 2 seed because she liked the mascot. Me? I'm not having a party right now. Whoa.
Get the Singular NCAA text package, interactive voting, game starts, overtime alerts, final scores, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the "How do you like your furry mascot now" plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Right now, the only thing standing between the supervisor and his weekend is somebody loading this pallet on a 5-ton truck to Tuscaloosa. Nearby, a fast, dependable forklift operator needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers, call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar, Monster works for everybody.
Hey, Durham, North Carolina, Mount Pleasant, Michigan this week. Catch the Emmy Award-winning Late Show with David Letterman. Biggest stars, biggest laughs, biggest events, the biggest spin, all on Dave. Late Show, David Letterman on CBS, America's most watched network. Chris Kamen with his appeal. Feels like they're ganging up on him, and indeed they are. After a 5-6 start, he's 0 for 4.
And a big reason for that, Dick, is the freshman Michael Thompson out of Joliet, Illinois, doing a nice job of bodying up on Chris Kamen. Mike Krzyzewski needs all the big bodies he has to battle the big guy.
Dante Jones with Mansell. Reddick to the baseline, caught in the air, gets it to Thompson, and Kamen with a rebound. Kamen now with 7 rebounds. Inside the Mansell, posting up on Reddick, can't hit, gets his own rebound, can't get it up. Now he does, and it's blocked by Thompson. Blocked again. And timeout called by Bound as he went airborne out of bounds. With 4:54 remaining in the half. Central with the ball. Dante Jones may have been banged up on the play.
Manager registered 5.
Hey, we're out of... No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Well, Mike Mansell in the middle of a whole bunch of Duke players trying to gather possession of the ball, and take a look at his left heel and Dante Jones' face right in this area here, catching him inadvertently with a little bit of a mule kick and really stunned Dante Jones.
31-24, Central inbounding the ball. J.R. Wallace, a delightful guy. Lawrence III. He said, wow, was this great? I saw Kareem, I saw Lute Olson, I saw Coach Krzyzewski. I mean, this is too good to be true, and we won as well. How can you not be energized by just being around these young kids?
Well, the big thing there, Coach Jay Smith warned them, and I think the players generally have the idea, not to fall into the notion of the Duke mystique. This is not Duke, capital D-U-K-E. This is a good Duke team.
Mansell and the steal by Dante Jones, always in the right spot. 11th turnover for Central, and all alone is Ewing for 3. And the Blue Devils enjoy their largest lead, 10 points.
Central Michigan is giving up too many opportunities in the open court. They're going to have to get their defense organized and get back so that Duke can't get those easy opportunity baskets.
And Jones away from the ball, called for holding.
Okay, we're going to see Dante Jones makes the steal, finds Duhan in the open court, and Ewing is wide open in the corner. They set that up every time, and that's how they play the game.
Dante Jones, who fouled out late in the game against Colorado State, and he said for a minute with 5 to go, I thought, you know what, this could be the last game of my career. And then I saw how well everyone else was playing, especially Casey Sanders on the defensive end, and my hopes renewed. A 10-point victory for Duke, but the game was certainly a lot closer.
And it really awakened a couple of players. Don't forget Sheldon Williams hit a big bucket at the end, a couple of critical free throws, and Daniel Ewing came to life. But this Duke team to win, Dante Jones has to be on the floor for long stretches of time.
Mansell at the line. In the MAC tournament, the 3 games, and Central won that tournament, plus the win against Creighton. All Mansell has done is shoot 70% from the floor, 26 for 37. Has only 4 tonight.
Struggling from the field at just 1 for 6. He was 11 for 16 from the free throw line against Creighton.
Gets 1 out of 2 here. Duke's lead is 9. Sean Dockery, you saw come in, number 15. For Dockery, Williams, Jones, Reddick, and Duhan. Duhan can't hit it, and the foul is going to be called on whom?
Foul.
Tony Bound with a foul. It'll be Bound's first. So Jay Smith up, clapping his hands, hoping that might be a charge on Duke.
Chris Duhan pretty much starts licking his chops whenever he sees pressure defense. He goes to his left so well, and he had that high pick. And J.R. Wallace, a very quick defender, but he's still able to use that high pick and turn the corner.
Duhan looking for his 3rd point. Has 5 assists.
He played all 40 minutes the other night against Colorado State. In fact, in 3 of the last 5 games, he's played every minute of those games.
Yeah, he's a marathon man. This is both, but Williams gets the rebound, and Reddick, instead of 2, they get 3.
Yeah, you can tell right away. As soon as it left his hand, terrific Terrific release and perfect rotation.
4 minutes to go, and Reddick's three-pointer gives Duke a 12-point lead. Meanwhile, Central has not scored in the last 4.5 minutes from the floor. Bound for three. Short. Rebound Reddick. And Duke taking control of the game. Reddick. He wants another three. He's got it. Oh, my. J.J. Reddick has a dozen.
J.J.'s starting to feel it now. He's kind of like that one.
Besides Central Michigan's 11 turnovers and almost 12, the other thing they're not doing in the half court is getting the ball inside to Chris Kaman.
Duhan tried to call time while he bounced out of bounds, but the official said you were already out of bounds. It's Central's ball. 3:22 to go, and Central down by 15.
Purchase 20 tons of steel for the factory in Milan.
Piece of cake. Next.
Buy 300 hydraulic assemblies for the Washington factory by Friday.
Done.
Ooh, best price on titanium discs in Singapore.
Oh, look at this. 4 partners ready to bid. As you bore me.
You guys got any light bulbs?
How many pallets?
Domestic or international?
No, just one.
I can't do one.
He can't do one. .NET Connected Software helps you connect with partners. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Whatever your groove, we'll be there. Introducing the Cinemeal Deal. Any large Pizza Hut pizza, America's favorite, with up to 3 toppings, just $11.99. Plus a generous order of our new freshly baked cinnamon sticks absolutely free. Spoil your family, not your budget. The $11.99 Cinemeal Deal at Pizza Hut.
For the first time on Vista Series DVD,
Boy, I'm ready.
comes the breakthrough movie critics hailed as a landmark.
Nobody gets to drop on Roger Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Own it this Tuesday on video and for the first time ever on Vista Series DVD.
Mom? Dad?
You were miserable parents. I snuck out. You caught me.
I lied. You knew.
I pushed.
And you pushed back.
Invaded my privacy.
My privacy.
I hated it.
I hated you.
Why couldn't you leave me alone?
Just leave me alone.
I thought you were the worst parents in the world.
I thought you were the worst parents in the world.
Thanks.
A look at the Blue Devils on the season, 45% shooting, 38% against Colorado State, but hitting almost everything they throw up there. And Reddick, when he's hot, pack up your bags.
It's been a long time since he has seen this many good looks.
Near steal by Duhan in the backcourt. That leaves Mansell open. And Sheldon Williams rebounds for Duke. Central Michigan. Only 3 points in the last 6.5 minutes.
0 for 9 from the field and 4 turnovers in those 13 possessions.
So many weapons, Duke. Reddick, one of those. Mansell with the rebound. They need a three, Central. There's the attempt, and down the well it goes for J.R. Wallace, who has 8 points.
Kareem, I'm a little surprised that Kaman is wasting so much time trying to defend who's ever in the low post. He should just forget about him and look to just clog up the lane and protect against anybody coming in there.
He should be a one-man zone in there because that's going to be the most effective for his team. They're not getting that much offense out of the centers or in the post.
Well, not even throwing the ball. Central Michigan is not throwing Kaman the ball.
Right. Meanwhile, Duke hitting everything. Duhan now with a three-pointer. They're 6 for 10 from three-point land. desperate for the moment, loses it, gets it back. Takes the three. 43-31. First points for Bound. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Looks like the altitude's starting to catch it. Both teams at this point, I see a lot of guys bending over at the waist and grabbing the ends of their shorts. That's always a sure sign.
Johan kicks it inside. The Dockery blocked by Kamen. And then traveling is the call.
And that's what we're talking about. Just protect the baskets. So what if Sheldon Williams or Casey Sanders or Michael Thompson get a field goal or two? Make your presence felt in the lane. If you block a couple of shots, you would keep the Duke players from penetrating so hard to the hole.
It's the second block for Kamen and 98th in his season. That's number 7 in the NCAA, and he now is the all-time career leader in blocks for a season in Central history. He's only a junior. Fans in Middle Michigan hoping that he elects to stay for a senior year. Voorhees has it deflected. Here's another turnover. Jones against Carr. And no basket. The foul before the shot against Joe Carr.
Jones is so adept at using his body to make the defense foul him or give him the lane to the hoop for the easy layup. He does that every time. You can tell that he's worked on that part of his game an awful lot.
Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg and Clark will get you updated on all the scores and highlights, plus a live look. Arizona State-Kansas game, that winner to meet the winner of this one. That's all coming up on Singular at the half. Dante Jones looking for his 17th point in this first half. They motioned for Brigida to come in, but Jay Smith had a second thought and asked him to sit back down.
I think he's probably thinking about getting Chris Kamen out of there. He's not doing much at the offensive end anyway, and does not want him to pick up even his second personal foul.
1:22 left in the half. And the Duke Blue Devils playing at the top of their game tonight, both ends of the court.
Well, they're known for their pressure defense, very disruptive, take you out of anything you want to do. And Central Michigan, I thought, came out with the right idea. Let's run when we can. If not, go inside to Kamen. But they have gotten totally out of whack. Consequently, have turned the ball over 12 times in this first half.
Sean Dockery and Dante Jones will be rested for the rest of the half. Kamen trying to fight his way to get some room. Now takes it inside, can't hit. But Michael Thompson has done a terrific job defensively.
Yes, he has, and it's the initial defense. It's before Kamen catches the ball that's the big part of it, pushing him a little bit farther out.
Those extra 3 feet that he causes Kamen to step out really takes a lot away from Kamen's offensive game.
And Kamen frustrated. He's missed his last 6 shots. 14 on the shot clock. We're in the final minute of the half, and a whistle. They're pointing at Tony Bound.
Tony Bound came over to help that time and got too much forearm there and not enough ball.
9th team foul, so it's 1-1. Bound has his second foul, as you can see. 2 games still underway, and the winners will meet in Anaheim in the Sweet 16 at the Pond on Thursday night. You already know that it'll be Arizona, a victor in double overtime against Notre Dame in the other game. An air ball thrown up by Nick Horvath. And so on the 1-1, Central Michigan takes it out of bounds.
And all of his teammates came over and just tapped and said, forget about it. That's not why you're out here. He does so many other good things for this Duke team, but I think they'd like to have him at least hit the rim on the foul shot.
14-point lead, and Kamen does get it inside and scores. Kamen with 13.
That time Michael Thompson tried to get up on the top side and couldn't get around the big body of Kamen in time. And the Gambler lost.
Final seconds of this first half. Ewing with 12. Ewing banks it home with 9. With 6, Carr hurries it into the offensive end. and it's stolen, and Dockery for three from midcourt, and that's the end of the half. Another turnover is a microcosm of Central's first 20 minutes. Jones with 18, Reddick with 12, and Ewing with 10 to lead Duke. Kamen with 13 for Central Michigan. And the Blue Devils, the number 3 seed, with a solid 14-point advantage as they go to the locker room at halftime. Yeah, the Blue Devils known for their defense, and they've shown you how tough it can be. Armin?
I'm with Coach Dawkins. Johnny, just a double dose of Duke at its best. Great shooting and that collective, tenacious defensive pressure.
Well, we did a good job defensively, but we left shooters open too often in the first half, so we have to make sure we shore it up in the second. But defensively, we feel pretty good. We're getting out in transition and running, which has been very good for us. But it's 20 more minutes to go. We have to bring a lot more intensity and make sure we guard their shooters.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
And that's the end of the first half with the score. Duke 47, Central Michigan 33. Greg Gumbel will be back with Singular at the half after this message and the word from your local station.
We need a car. A sports car. A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
AutoTrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car.
AutoTrader.com. Your car is waiting.
A journey to the Final Four. It might just start here on Daryl Newman's driveway, where they can work, they can sweat, or they can go to planters.com, where they can win courtside seats to this year's Final Four. Just log on, scratch off, and Planters might just send you up close and personal to the 2003 Final Four. Far, far away from Daryl Newman's driveway. Go nuts at the Final Four.
I have to focus. Gather everything I've learned. All my successes. All my sacrifices. All my pain. And concentrate that energy into one moment. That's a moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
It's the NCAA tournament site with live scores, updated brackets, and insight from the top coaches. CBSSportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
March Madness on CBS. It's all here.
Your local Ford store presents the return of the dynamic duo. Check out the Ford Focus, one of Car and Driver's 10 best 4 straight years, with 0% APR or $3,000 cash back. Plus, pick up a Focus with exclusive wheels and tunes package and a 100,000-mile powertrain coverage direct from Ford. Or investigate the exciting Ford ZX2 with 0% financing or $3,500 cash back. 2 dynamic cars and 2 dynamic deals. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
What a lucky man he was. To everything turn. We got to be on my knees. Always there has to be a twist. Go back, Jack, do it again. Stop the rain.
97.1 FM, The Drive.
GMC raises the comfort level of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana with great offers on a new Envoy or Envoy XL. With theater-style seating for 7 full-size adults, raised roofline, and more cargo space than any SUV in its class. Current GM owners and lessees can lease this Envoy for about $299 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana GMC dealers.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
Hi once again, everyone, and welcome to our studios here in New York and to Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg. And we're at halftime of the game in Salt Lake City. The Duke Blue Devils with a 47-33 lead on Central Michigan. And some of the terrible things that have happened to the higher seeds tonight
Didn't appear like it's going to happen to Duke.
Well, it got the attention of Duke, obviously, but their speed has really been the difference. They've turned Central Michigan over. They've also been able to do a nice job collapsing on Chris Kaman, the big 7-footer, who got off to a strong start, but since then has not had a good look at the basket the last part of that first half.
All right, so it is a 47-33 Duke Blue Devil lead. And the other game in progress at this time in Oklahoma City, Arizona State trails Kansas by a score of 69-45, under 12.5 to play in the second half. Let's go to Kevin Harlan and Jay Billis.
Jayhawks with their largest lead of the game right now. 12:22 to play in the second half. Arizona State coach Rob Evans just got slapped with the tee. Jayhawks have 4 in double figures. Nick Collison with 19. Langford with 15. Heinrich with 14 points. And 2 in double figures for Arizona State. Smith with 13 and Ike Niaga with 10. Kansas shooting 63% from the floor.
You can see Rob Evans going after one of the officials right here out on the floor, which is an automatic technical foul right now. I think the referee would have run right past it had Rob not gone after him verbally as well. But the referees have been instructed that bench decorum is going to be a point of emphasis. Great pass.
What a pass by Collison into Heinrich, counted for 2 and a foul on the Sun Devils. As Kansas is buzzsawing right through this 10th seed from the Pac-10. Arizona State had cut it to 49-37. Kansas on a huge run.
The ball goes inside, and Heinrich takes advantage of the overplay. Arizona State playing denial defense, and when they do that, the immediate backdoor cut. And Nick Collison, a very good passer, able to deliver the bounce pass to the guard with the great hands and finish.
Turnover for the Sun Devils. Heinrich drives inside and hits it.
When Heinrich has an angle, he takes advantage of it.
I think you'd say Kansas has it in cruise control at this point. 75-45, 11:55 to play in the second half. Now, 2 other games played earlier today had to be seen to be believed. We'll start with the game in Salt Lake City. Gonzaga and Arizona will pick it up late in the second half. Dick Enberg, Matt Gukas, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
3-point deficit staring at Gonzaga, and Step is their shooter, and he fires. Rattles out, tipped in.
In the Pac-10 first round, they had a chance to foul before a 3-point shot. That's a moot point right now.
Gardner misses, so it's a 2-point game with 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Step with the ball. They run out at him, and he fires the 3 to win it. The rebound to Skinner. Goes down. It counts. It counts, and we go to overtime. Oh my! Goes into Fox. He scores. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Walton backs in and scores with 4.7 seconds. Step with 3, with 2. He shoots, and Arizona. Anderson saying, start doing something. And Sotomayor does not lose it out of bounds, and Gonzaga can't believe it. No, it's overruled. John Clougherty from the far side saw it differently and overrules. 16, 15, 14 seconds to go. Gonzaga trails by 1. Double overtime. Step with the ball. Inside to Fox. Outside. Way off the mark is Skinner. Step gets it back. 1 second to go. Misses. Arizona is going to the Sweet 16.
Well, this a great effort by both teams. It was like neither team was willing to give this thing up. I thought Gonzaga did a great job. Step was unbelievable. I mean, it seemed like every time they needed a big bucket, he came through. But I'm proud of our guys with the effort they put in too.
How's this for performance? Arizona, Sweet 16 team for the 6th time in the past 8 years. You saw Mark Few clapping his hands in defeat. I can't imagine fans that are more crushed than Gonzaga's team was.
Certainly their crutch, but they have to be proud of the heart both of those teams showed. I think anybody who was in that arena felt it, saw it, determination, heart, grit, everything you want to see in a very competitive basketball game with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Arizona
on its way to Anaheim to meet Notre Dame. The other tight finish today happened in Spokane between Tulsa and Wisconsin, and we'll pick it up late in the game with Tim Brando and Bob Wenzel.
Devin Harris is going to use penetration, and whoever he finds, wherever the help comes from, is where the shot will come from.
They run two at him. Harris on the wing. It's a three. Freddie Owens. That could send them to Minneapolis.
If you can't make that play, you throw to Swanson near half court.
He was over the end line. Wisconsin is going to sew up a trip to the Sweet 16. He stepped on the line as he was triggering the ball inbounds. Freddie Owens cradles it. He shot them there, and the Badgers, outright winners of the Big Ten for the first time since 1947, are Minneapolis bound into the Sweet 16.
That was a great pass by Devin. I mean, we all trusted each other, and he drew the defense and kicked it over, and I happened to be wide open and knocked down the shot.
The Wisconsin Badgers, a Final Four team back in 2000. They edged Tulsa, and they move on to Minneapolis. Well, we thank you for watching Singular at the Half. Coming up, we'll have a special report from CBS News America at War.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
I pull for the underdog. I yell at the coaches, blast the refs. I pray, curse, cry. I will drop down on my knees and beg for a three-pointer from half court.
You're going to love the Singular NCAA text package. Only Singular provides interactive voting during NCAA men's tournament broadcasts and sports alerts. Get all this plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Hank Fowler. Yeah, baby. Plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Spreading the court for Elamine. 10 seconds remaining. Elamine off the Bosco. He was blessed. The shot wouldn't drop. Hamilton! No! Another tip! No! Hamilton! Off the Bosco! Yes!
Unbelievable.
Think, read, react, struggle,
succeed, grow.
Every time we step on the floor, class is in session.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes.
And each one of us is getting 2 educations.
Superstar Celine Dion performs her greatest hits in a spectacular live event.
It will be unlike anything you've ever seen.
Celine in Las Vegas, opening night, live CBS Tuesday.
Toughest day of the war so far, and still building toward an important point, possibly within hours. This word tonight of a major new commitment of American airborne troops in Iraq. David Martin has the latest.
The 101st Airborne Division has started putting a brigade into Iraq in preparation for what would be the first encounter between American troops and Saddam's Republican Guards. The 3rd Infantry Division is already 150 miles into Iraq, and it's about to run up against the Republican Guards at a place called Karbala. So they're bringing in the 101st, which is a helicopter-borne division, to conduct a helicopter assault into the rear of the Republican Guards.
Farther south, reports from the front say elements of the U.S. 3rd Infantry were halted by Iraqi troops about 45 miles southeast of the city of Nabja. Clashes have been going on for about 2 hours, no word about casualties. In the other major story of the evening, 16 U.S. soldiers were wounded in an apparent surprise attack in a 101st Airborne encampment in northern Kuwait. Mark Strassman is there.
The investigation into the terrorist attack here has taken a startling twist. In custody now and being questioned about this attack is an American soldier, an engineering sergeant connected with this brigade's 2nd Battalion. He was found hiding in a bunker. He has apparently been wounded as part of this attack. At one point, he was on the ground in handcuffs, and he was being questioned.
The suspect is an engineer from the engineer platoon that was attached to one of the infantry battalions. He became a suspect when, of course, after this all happened, we tried to get accountability of everybody, and we noticed that 4 hand grenades are missing, and that the sergeant was unaccounted for. So start looking for him, and we find him hiding here in one of his bunkers.
This investigation is ongoing.
Also, improved U.S. Patriot missiles brought down a missile fired into northern Kuwait from Iraq. The missile, possibly a Scud, flew close to 101st Airborne position when it was shot out of the air. In Baghdad, more explosions rocked the city before dawn. They included one massive blast that shook the ground in the center of the city. U.S. missiles are now coming in around the clock in various places in Iraq. In southern Iraq, U.S. and British troops are trying to secure the area around Basra and Iraq's outlet to the Persian Gulf. Scott Pelley reports on the situation there.
American helicopters thundered over the Iraqi town of Safwan this morning. It is a city that is liberated, but not yet saved. U.S. Marines and British forces took the town by storm, but since then they have moved on to other objectives. Now it's a town that is suddenly in chaos without its authoritarian government. The people here are now afraid of bandits. There's no water, no electricity, and no medicine in the hospital.
More thieves
have thieves?
Yeah.
You want a government to stabilize what's happening now?
Yeah.
No one's in control?
No one's in control.
This is the Ba'ath political party headquarters, Saddam Hussein's political party. It was lightly defended with trenches and sandbags, and back here over my shoulder there's an anti-aircraft gun. Funny thing about it, it seems like a new gun, but there are only 2 small boxes of ammunition there. Whoever was in charge of firing that gun didn't get many rounds off before he was out of ammo. You can see that mobs have already looted this building. They burned part of it, and right up here was the ubiquitous poster of Saddam Hussein. They cut it down this morning. We asked one of the people here why they cut it down, and the man said, well, because we can.
The residents of the town are so short on supplies that when they broke down the gates of the Ba'ath Party headquarters, some people rushed in to pick the berries off the trees.
Anti-war protesters were on the march again today in some major U.S. cities, including an estimated 125,000 people in New York marching toward Manhattan's Washington Square Park. Dan Rather, CBS News. We'll break in with war news when events warrant.
Impeccable road manners. Well-dressed interior. Looks best in red. Introducing the all-new Mazda 6.
So many Cinderellas and yet just one slipper. Poet. Is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer to everything.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
that way?
You're closer to a Volkswagen than you think. In fact, really, really close.
Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you.
2 years after the telephone was invented, a telephone company was born. 125 years of sweat, of building networks, of getting the job done. After 125 years, we are just getting started. Looking back, moving forward. SBC.
So what'd you do this weekend?
Went to the supermarket. The dry cleaners. Did my recycling. Oh, and we went to her mom's.
That's too bad.
Not really.
For just $3.99 a month, you can drive your own Z4. See your BMW Center today.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Bacardi Silver 03, Sprint PCS Vision, HP, and by Pontiac.
And we're ready for the second half with Duke, a 14-point lead. Same teams that started: Duhan, Reddick, Dante Jones, Sheldon Williams, Daniel Ewing for Duke, Meerman, Bound, Wallace, Heyman, and Mansell for Central Michigan.
Big story that first half, Dick. 13 turnovers for Central Michigan. Most of that against the Duke defense, but a lot of it also some carelessness with the ball, and Central Michigan not going inside to their big man, Chris Kamen.
Jones goes inside, the leading scorer in the game, and he gets the first basket of the second half, his 20th point. And that's the biggest Duke lead, 16. Wallace inside to Kamen on the quick pass, and from the backside, Ewing with a block. Reddick takes the long three. Boy, got a long way with one dribble and in for the easy layup.
Well, that's what so many people underestimate about J.J. Reddick. They think he's just a spot-up shooter. So many people take him off that shot. He's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and take it to the hole.
Sheldon Williams with a knockdown has his second foul.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski wanted a lot of different looks to help out on Kamen. And there's Reddick with that big step, and Kamen just letting him take it in there, waltz right in and lay it in.
Mike Krzyzewski's Duke Blue Devils very young, but very talented as well. And as many would say, 6 freshmen, but they're not freshmen anymore. We're in the tournament. They're sophomores, and he says about Reddick, he's a senior because he's been dreaming of wearing a Duke uniform since he was in high school. Wallace unable to hit the long jumper, and here come the Blue Devils. And no basket, a foul out on the court as Wallace righting his opponent, and we go Tarman.
Well, Dick, in talking to Jay Smith, he said he admitted his team was worn down by that tenacious Duke defense, which led to the 13 turnovers by Central in the first half. He said, I hope to get this deficit down to about 8 by the 15-minute mark, get the crowd back into the game and see where it goes. Doesn't look very likely right now. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Armin. A Duke team shooting over 60% in the first half. Don't care what league you're playing in. You shoot 60%, you're going to go home happy. Duhan, nobody there to stop his pass.
Chris Kamen is supposed to be paying attention to what's happening with the ball. If he does that, he can get there in time to help his teammate and not give up that easy layup.
They had his back turned to the play. Mansell inside can't hit. And as tough as it was for Central to score in the first half, it's miserably more difficult in the second. And Reddick from way outside. What a dagger. 56-33, 17 for Reddick. 9 unanswered points to open the second half for the Blue Devils, and Reddick from behind hits a bound on the back of the head and draws the foul, his first.
Let's take a look at Chris Kamen defensively. He's getting sucked out from where he should be, which is underneath the basket. And this happened time and look at back towards the ball, reacting way too late. And this happened way too many times in the first half as well. That's why the high shooting percentage for Duke.
Bound can't hit the free throw. He sits on 3 points for the game. Sanders in, Williams out. As Coach Krzyzewski bringing his 4 big men in, and the 4th one being Michael Thompson, the freshman today.
And no Shavlik Randolph, who's big at around 6'10", 6'11". I don't know if he's bulky enough to battle a guy like Chris Kamen, but he's been out for a while with a bad foot.
2 ankles that are sprained, so Randolph hopefully, if Duke moves on, to be available for the Sweet 16 round on Thursday. Reddick, stolen by Merriman. A rare turnover that goes the Chippewa way.
All the Duke coaches barked at him. That's an uncharacteristic play for Reddick, even though he is just a freshman.
Wallace with a quick spin move, takes it to the iron and can't hit the layup. Sanders with a rebound. The Duke Blue Devils making a statement here tonight. I'm sure that Coach Krzyzewski reminded his team before the game started. You see how Gonzaga, as the 9th seed, almost beat the number 1 seed. You fellas better be on your toes against Central Michigan. He couldn't have praised the Chippewas more when we talked to him yesterday. Dante Jones. Sanders can't follow it home, and it's out of bounds to Central Michigan. And we remind you to be a part of the madness when Coca-Cola presents the Late Show. Craig Kilburn will be in New Orleans. A week of March Madness direct from the Big Easy beginning March 31st right here on CBS, America's most watched network.
You're right, Dick. Mike Krzyzewski pointed out that this Chippewa team had a lot of character, having gone what they've gone through the last couple of years, a 9-19 team last year.
Duhan, another steal, another turnover, another Duke basket. 9 points for Duhan. An 11-1 start of the second half for the Devils.
And they may have a lot of character, but they don't have the talent nor the discipline to hang with a team like Duke.
Came in one-on-one against Sanders, tries to get inside, can't, so hits the little 5-footer. First field goal of the second half for Central. It comes 3.5 minutes in. 13 for Kamen.
Now that was the only way that the Central Michigan ball club was going to be able to hang in this game, was control the tempo in the half court by going inside to Kamen, because he would either be able to score or create an open shot for a teammate on the perimeter. Chris Duhan breaking into the passing lane just one more time as the Chippewas now with 14 turnovers.
That last basket gives Kamen 15 to lead the Chippewas. Sanders, free man is Ewing. And doesn't get the bounce. Kamen with the rebound. He had 7 boards in the first half. Carr spins to the baseline. And it's J.R. Wallace with his 3rd tray of the game, 11 total. Central still playing as tough as they can defensively, and that's been a very attractive part of Jay Smith's teams while he was there. Even when they had bad seasons, the fans never lost hope in cheering for the Chippewas because they always played so hard. And finally, he's got some good players, and it shows. The result, 26 victories, the most ever in Central Michigan history, and the 2 Duke players collide. And we'll check on the seriousness of that collision when we come back.
A timeout on the floor.
He has his 3 guards in there now.
Down to 14 seconds.
Oh, almost stolen by Drexler. Boy, is he good at that.
They've got to drive to the basket. It's down to 7 seconds.
You can see the time. Wittenberg. Oh, that's a long ways.
They won it. On the dunk.
Have you ever seen more emotion?
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
Yeah, I can help you out here.
At Sprint stores, buy one A460 Samsung phone and get a second one free. Plus, get 500 anytime minutes to share for $65 a month with unlimited night, weekend, and PCS to PCS calling. PCS from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
HP technology and HP people help BMW Williams run every race before the driver ever gets in the car.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
When my gang eats out, it's 5 different stomachs, 5 different stomach problems. But we don't need 5 medicines. We just need one. Pepto-Bismol. For heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, nausea, and diarrhea. Think pink. Think Pepto.
Americans in uniform. As soldiers? No, as cops. Ready to do battle with terrorists. 60 Minutes, right after basketball, Sunday.
Well, in the melee for the loose ball, the littlest man on the floor, Joe Carr, is going to be in there trying to dig it out. And as he tries to get possession and call timeout right here with Chris Duhon on the follow-through, and he knew right away that he didn't mean to clock Duhon right in the chops.
And we talked about a boxing match, a fight, and Duhon said, don't take it so seriously, so literally. And he's okay, fortunately, and stays in play. The mighty Mike with a drive and the score. Well, the fans sitting back just watching this Duke execution cheer the little man.
Shades of Earl Boykin some years back when Eastern Michigan knocked off Duke in the tournament.
Inside Dante Jones, and Kamen with a rejection. His third block. Well, we are scoring the fight, and Kareem at one side of the ring sees it a little differently. Now even on Matt's card as we go to the final rounds, and the sense is it's going to take a big knockout punch late by the Chippewas. Duke racking up the rounds.
I thought it was important early to keep Kamen out of trouble, and they did. And they were going to him early. However, lately, it's tough for him to get his hands on the apple.
Dante Jones misses the three. Whitney Robinson brings it in for Central Michigan. Bound for a tray. Much needed by the Chippewas. It's 58-44 with 14.5 to go. Well, they can hit those threes, and those are knockout punches.
He picked up the foul that time, but he was doing the right thing. He did not allow Dante Jones to get to the basket for the layup.
Following basketball, stay tuned on many of these stations for a CBS News special, America at War. Correspondent Scott Pelley visits one of the first Iraqi towns to be liberated by American troops. That's where they're tearing down the Saddam Hussein posters. That's tonight after basketball on many of these same stations. Dante Jones, his 21st point. Sheldon Williams comes in. Again, Michael Thompson giving Duke some good minutes on the defensive end. Although he hasn't scored, he's done a solid job on Kamen. Jones hits both cleanly, and it's back to a 16-point lead for Duke.
Daniel Ewing and Duhon running around in circles trying to, they can't even see Joe Carr. He's so low to the floor.
Hiding behind his blockers. Kamen battling inside with Sheldon Williams. Nice spin move.
Fritzy, nice move by Chris Kamen.
Kareem, you should be smiling, Kareem. It's nice to see that being done because it's so rare these days that a big man can use those type of skills in the paint. Everybody's out there trying to shoot three-pointers.
Kamen doesn't quite have the supporting cast of other big men, but he's showing you why he's regarded so highly throughout the nation. Almost a block there. He intimidated, then blocked the ball over to Tony Bound. Here come the Chips. Wallace around Reddick, and hey, Dante Jones at 6'6", says, I can get up there too.
He might be 6'6", but he used to be a high jumper, and he showed his athletic training in spades that time.
Looks like a trampoline effect here as Dante Jones able to plant 2 feet and really get up in the air for the swat.
Best run of the game for Central Michigan, 12-2 in this sequence.
Kareem, what would you be saying to your teammates now when they come down time and time again and don't throw the ball into a big man such as yourself or Chris Game? Would you say anything to your teammates?
I would tell them to come and sit next to me on the bench so I could explain to them the game plan.
Yeah, Jay Smith said we'd like to put it in the box at least 40 times to Kamen. They've not been able to do it. They're down to 1 second. Robinson has to fire, misses the rim, and so a violation to Duke. Just under 13 minutes to go for Jay Smith's team. He played his college ball at Saginaw Valley State. 41 years old in his 6th season. Many wonder how the Chippewas, Herb Duramity, the athletic director, could capture such a talent. Dockery back in for Duke as Ewing will get a blow. So it's Reddick and Dockery, 2 freshmen in the backcourt, along with Duhan as Krzyzewski goes small.
Kevin Nelson off the bench now, getting up, putting on some good pressure.
Duke just burning some clock, milking the clock. Take a good shot. Duhan had to get it over Kamen, and there's Williams scoring.
You know, Dick, I think he purposely missed that shot to the right side of the rim, knowing that Kamen was there to challenge that shot, and knowing Sheldon Williams would be open on the opposite side.
Williams just improved so rapidly through the course of the season, becoming a starter, averaged 8.5 a game, has 4. Kamen takes it to the iron and scores again. Chris Kamen now with 19 to lead the Chippewas.
Well, Sheldon Williams did a good job of forcing him out farther, but then not quick enough to recover and seal him off.
Robinson thought he'd made the defensive play, but a foul is called on Whitney Robinson.
Okay, we're going to watch Kamen fake baseline, then come back into the middle and dunk it. No contest. Now he's going to get the ball, and he's totally clear baseline.
Bacardi Silver Premium Malt Beverage. 5% alcohol by volume. Your night just got more interesting. Now, with a splash of orange.
That's an electrical superstorm popping up all over the world. We did this to ourselves. We killed the planet. How do we fix it?
Get set for the wildest trip you may ever take.
We're going in.
The Core is a fantastic journey, an electrifying, jaw-dropping film.
Fasten your seatbelts.
That will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat. The special effects are astonishing. This is the event Armageddon wanted to be. The Core, rated PG-13, starts this Friday.
2.1 seconds left. Will the dream die here for Duke? There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes!
An incredible play.
Hello. Steve? What? Dude, are you still getting coffee? What? Dude, seriously. What? Oh my, that's a pig drinking a cappuccino. See, that's what I'm talking about.
T-Mobile camera phones. Get more.
Wednesday on a special night, a Survivor surprise that's going to blow the whole game.
Heidi, you want to do it?
Wide open.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
All new Survivor, special night, CBS Wednesday.
Here's the latest on the war. Dan Rather reporting. With the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division pushing towards Baghdad, David Martin reports that the 101st Airborne Division now is sending in forces for a helicopter assault on the Republican Guard farther up along the Euphrates River. In southern Iraq, John Roberts is traveling with the 1st Marine Division.
This is the day the 2nd Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion of the Marines hopes to make a major push to the north. They had wanted to do it yesterday, but there are so many forces operating in the region that it's created a logjam of sorts as units try to get past one another. Still a busy day for them, though, as they checked out an abandoned military compound, seizing a cache of weapons, including grenades and rocket-propelled grenades, and processing a number of enemy prisoners of war.
At a 101st Airborne camp in Kuwait, a U.S. soldier is in custody following a grenade and small arms attack against Army officers. 16 Americans were wounded, 11 seriously. It's now daylight in Baghdad following another furious night of bombing. B-52 bombers flew the long round trip from England with another load of cruise missiles delivered throughout Iraq. Dan Rather at CBS News headquarters.
Back in Salt Lake City, Duke continuing as we have a foul and contact in the lane, and it goes against Dockery of Duke, his second. Only the 3rd team foul on Duke. Central Michigan also with 3.
Well, that's on Adam Detlinger, who'd been playing the center position while Chris Kaman was getting a breather. Did a nice job of stepping up to take that charge.
Duke's biggest lead at 58-34. 24 points. Now at 16. 11.5 minutes. And Merriman has started back in with the ball. Mansell been sitting on the bench with only 5 points. Wallace on a runner. Kaman captures it and draws the foul. No basket.
He's become so proficient with his left hand. That right hand offering is pretty weak for Chris Kaman.
Fouls on Sanders, his 4th.
Chris Kaman at the line for TNU shooting 2.
So the final game on this Friday, Central Michigan and Duke with the Blue Devils in command. Kaman at the line for the Chippewas, his 20th point, so he's lived up to his billing against the number 3 seed, while Dante Jones has led the Devils with 24. The winner will meet Kansas in Anaheim next Thursday. 64-50 Duke's lead, 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go. There you see it. Kansas has advanced, the number 2 seed, against either 3rd seed Duke or Central Michigan. It'll take a big late knockout punch, and Sanders with a 2-handed slam.
And this is what Duke wanted to do quite a bit with Kaman, is bring his man away from the basket. In this case, Casey Sanders out to set that high pick and then roll to the basket to get the big guy away from the hoop.
Pass goes off Kaman's hands, and then Ewing with a steal and another turnover for Central Michigan. Part of the story, 16 times they've let the ball go. Mike Mansell comes to the scores table. What's happened there, Matt?
Well, again, he usually plays so well off Kaman, but at the beginning of this game, nice drive by Chris Duan. At the beginning of this game, an excellent defender, Dante Jones, had them all locked up, just didn't let him get a lot of good catches, didn't give him any looks, and no penetration to the basket.
Bierman got away with a charge, and Reddick with a reach in, and they finally take it away again, and another turnover. 18 times. And at the other end, it's Whitney Robinson committing the foul to save the basket.
One of the most interesting things about that fast break was the ball did not touch the ground all the way to the hoop.
And Sanders didn't touch anything but net, slamming it straight down. 9:55 to go. Duke Blue Devils, the only team in the nation to go to the Sweet 16 the last 5 years, and they're trying to make it 6 in a row for Mike Krzyzewski. Dante Jones. If there's a most valuable player in this regional action, you're looking at him. 25 points for Jones. 5 overtime games, and we had a double OT as Arizona prevailed by 1 over Gonzaga, and the ACC well represented, 3-1, and of course Duke here trying to make it 4-1. North Carolina State. The loser. And Jones with 26 points. That equals his career high as a Blue Devil.
And it's not just what he's doing at the offensive end. It's at the defense. It's in the leadership area. Plays with that edge that coaches really love. Sometimes he goes over that edge, but as long as he's under control, he is a tough customer.
Wallace with another 3, and he has 14 points to back up Kamen's 20.
Wallace got open that time because Reddick was another victim of that slippery spot out there on the court.
Both players, as you look at them, as they slow down the action, they're just drawing in as much oxygen as they can find.
And I think Sheldon Williams would like Kamen to come out to guard him. There's no way he's going to go out 30 feet and guard him.
Wilhelm unable to score, and Sheldon Williams is stripped. Ansel at the other end pulls up for a 12-footer, short. And Sheldon Williams takes it away from Kamen. Under 9 to go.
Sheldon Williams is wide open under the basket. I don't know if Kamen's going to get back there in time.
Duke just wants to chew up some clock right now.
Captain K, Mike Krzyzewski, calling out the shots across the way. They talk about coaches being educated. Boy, there's one standing there at the Duke bench. Down to 5 seconds of the shot clock. And Ewing will fire a 3. Misses everything, and so it's out of bounds to Central Michigan on the clock violation, but they used a full 35, and with a sizable lead, 17, that won't bother Coach K much.
It's very interesting to find out that Coach K was an artillery officer.
Indeed. In his days, he was had his orders to Vietnam, went to Korea, and he said, one thing I learned very quickly as a captain, I always went to the sergeant because they knew a lot more than I did, and I said, you tell me if I'm doing okay. And he kind of likened that to his team. You need a senior out there and let you know, is the team doing all right? That's why the veteran leadership, as you saw Kamen slam it home, is so critical to teams here in the tournament. And it worries Krzyzewski that he doesn't have the seniors, of course, that he's had in previous years and winning 3 titles.
And really doesn't have the so-called star quality players. Just think of just last year with Jason Williams and Mike Dunleavy and Carlos Boozer. This is a totally different makeup of a team.
There are 3 players that would be seniors this year. How good would they be? Would be unfair. Whistle and a foul. And a timeout with 7:34 to go. Duke by 15.
So now Valpo's going to have to go the length of the court, 2.5. The inbounds pass to be thrown by Jamie Sykes. Carter pressure it. It's to Jenkins, to Drew for the win. Gone! He did it! Bryce Drew did it! Valpo has won the game! A miracle! Is this March Madness or what?
How about this one, babe? We somehow find everybody who bought the CD last week in Chicago.
From the database. Sweet.
When the band gets to Chicago, we contact all those fans.
Through the mail server. Sweet.
Offer them a t-shirt, concert ticket, something.
From the online store. Sweet.
Now that they would rock.
Sweet.
Already rocking, babe.
Sweet. .NET Connected Software helps you connect with customers. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Sorry to bother you, my car broke down. Can I use your phone?
Come in. I've just got one little rule of this house, though.
Oh, really? What's that?
You've got to dial 10-10-220.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm not going to sign up for anything. I'm a free spirit.
Okay.
And besides, it's so cheap. 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank that cute baseball player that's on TV.
Dial 10-10-220, then 1 and the number.
Why do we rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car makes all the difference.
Grandma, look, they're here. Hi, Grandma.
Pick
Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Somewhere, a manager needs someone to deliver a 12-ounce sirloin and a slab of baby backs to the couple at table 5. Chop, chop. Nearby, a friendly server needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar. Monster works for everybody.
7.5 minutes to go, and Duke leads by 15, shooting 62%. Their best of the year was 59%. Where were you 35 years ago? I know where he was. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor, and UCLA defeated Houston 101-69 to win the 1968 national championship. And just to make March 22nd even a nicer day, the next year on March 22nd, UCLA defeated Purdue to win your 3rd consecutive national title.
Ancient history, Dick. I've almost forgotten it myself.
There's no one out there in the court that remembers anything about it. You're right. We had to introduce you to some of these kids. Closing in on 7 minutes left here in Salt Lake City with Duke leading the entire game. Central did have them tied at 9 early in the first half. Down to 10 seconds in the shot clock, and way outside. Redick, what is the limit to his range?
That was a good 28, 30 feet.
J.J. Redick with 20. That's how do you defend that shot?
Well, with him, you've got to pick him up, getting his chest all the way.
Mansell loses the handle, and another turnover. The Chippewas guilty of 18 errors.
Casey Sanders is just hanging around, holding the ball out there, just chewing up clock, and Kamen's not going to come out.
And Redick gets a gasp of air and then makes his move. He's better way outside. Next time I'll shoot the long one. And there's Duhan intercepting the 19th turnover, and he calls a time. Way outside is J.J. Redick, and Duke cruises on.
Hey, Smith, you get a raise?
No, I got an Optima. Introducing the Kia Optima midsize sedan.
Smith got a raise and options.
With available V6.
BP?
10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Smith's taking over.
Smith. And a starting price around $16,000.
Watch your back, Smith.
Smith Worldwide.
It'll just look like you got a raise. The Kia Optima. Right now, get 0% financing or up to $2,000 cash back.
Come on, Jason.
Come on in. Come on, it's like bathwater. Come on, it's not that bad.
You don't want to come in with your dad?
Come on in.
You're not going to come in, huh?
Come on.
Just 1 foot on the edge. Now give me 2 feet. Give me 2.
Come on. Come on. Roll around a little bit.
Oh, Jakes, you had it.
Tell you what, you jump in and we all go to McDonald's. Huh?
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we got to sell our car.
I need a car. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
A flashback. Kareem in his playing days at UCLA. They weren't eligible as freshmen, so only 3 national championships. Dayton, Houston, and Purdue. And just as they beat Houston by a big score, 101-69, defeated Purdue by 20, 92-72. That was the Rick Mount team.
Those are pretty nice memories, big fella.
Oh, very fond memories. And just seeing myself with hair is
is the best of all.
The best one.
You look pretty nice up there.
You could go out and buy some hair, you know.
It happens.
It would be mine if I bought it.
Well, we could maybe put it in the budget. Maybe CBS come up with a hairdo for you. Dante Jones looking for a career high. He's tied his best ever in 2 years at Duke with 26 tonight. Bound all the way. Mansell blocked by Duhan. Ahead to Reddick. And the basket good +1 is Carr with a foul. And Reddick having a big game. Jones and Reddick, 26 for Jones, 22 Reddick. Look at the talent of Duhan in the corner to block a jump shot.
The teamwork of Duke is really the key in this whole thing. That's a guard helping his teammate who's been beaten into the corner. Sets up the easy layup on the fast break.
Duhan is only 6'1". Reddick rarely with a miss, and he's 3 for 3 again tonight. He'll come out, thankfully. You don't see players so happy to go to the bench. They're all going there to catch their breath. Look at Reddick. Mouth gaping.
Coach K was telling us the other day he doesn't really have that good a feel for this team as to how they're going to do in this tournament, but he did say if we defend well, he said we have a chance to be able to beat anybody.
There is that defense. Sanders batting it away from Kamen, bats it away again. So 2 entry passes denied by Sanders. 20 turnovers and 20 field goals for Central Michigan.
As he matures, Kamen will do a better job of protecting the passer when they try to make that entry pass, and they won't get their hands on that ball, but that's something that he's yet to learn.
He's probably so mad at his passers tonight for not feeding him more.
Down to 10 seconds, and that'll be an illegal pick against Sanders and his 4th foul. 5 fouls now on Sanders. Let's take a look at the Pontiac high performance of the day. Travis Diener, Marquette's long shooting guard, 26 points, 19 in the second half in overtime, and Marquette's win as Sanders gets a hand going out as Marquette beats Missouri. And quite a day for the Badger State. Wisconsin wins by 1, and Marquette wins in overtime to advance to the Sweet 16. For more great performances as they happen, go to NCAAsports.com.
Dick, I have to remind you that Wisconsin is the dairy state.
And no cheese on that?
No. But that's what's on the license plates.
Dairyland, USA.
There it is.
Yeah, no sour milk on this day as they have 2 teams to cheer in the final 16. A reach-in foul against Duke. A reminder coming up after our game, Central Michigan and Duke tonight, CBS News special, America at War. Immediately following the game on most of these same stations. We understand closing in on the midnight hour back in the East, but with the events of the day, I know you'll want to stay tuned for that report. Kamen, and he draws the double team and a foul. What's our stat of the game? Let's check that out. Blue Devils field goal percentage, 45 in the season. First round game against Colorado State in the 38s and almost 61% tonight. Get complete tournament stats, CBSSportsLine.com on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sports Line. Yeah, some of the 15,000 sellout have decided they're convinced that Duke has the victory. Dockery out. Ewing in now for Duke, and Kamen with the free throw. 1-1 for Kamen. Whitney Robinson enters the game for Central, replacing Wallace. So Chris Kamen, for those of you who wondered who this 7-footer for Central Michigan was, you may have seen his name in print throughout the course of the season. Well, there he is, a double-double. He leads the nation in double-doubles with 24, and tonight he has 25 points and 10 rebounds.
I'm sure you can see the frustration on his face, Dick. He is not happy. He doesn't care what the stats say for him. I think he felt coming into this game his team would do a better job of competing against Duke.
Well, you get one team shooting over 60%, and then you commit 20 turnovers That's fire and gasoline. Ready. And Duhan will try a three. Chris Duhan, who doesn't take many shots. With 4 minutes to go, he has a dozen. And the Duke defenders continue to pressure and continue to turn it over.
Again, Chris Kaman did not protect the passer and not allow Sheldon Williams to come around on that. That enabled Duke to get that turnover.
So what should he do to protect the passer?
You got to get down lower and spread yourself wider so that the defender must come too far and can't get there by the time that the ball gets there.
Yeah, widen the stance. It helps it out.
You widen yourself and get lower. But as 7-footers, we always want to take advantage of our height, so we always stand up too tall.
That's a big basket for Dante Jones as he closes out his career. 28 points, a career high for him. He gets my MVP vote by a bunch. Now we get this late report from ringside. It is a knockout for Duke. Well, Central Michigan was the underdog, and they ran into a Duke buzzsaw tonight. The Blue Devils play great basketball. Tough to imagine them playing any better at both ends than they have tonight.
How about the three-point shooting? 9 out of 15 for Duke. You're not going to lose too many games when you do that.
Duhan with a runner. Some frosting for the Blue Devils. It's 83-57. This is now their biggest lead of the game. 59% for Duke. That matches their high of the year against Dayton. Whitney Robinson misses everything, and Duke will take their time and spend as much of the 35 as they can. Boy, what a Western region. Duke and Kansas, Notre Dame, and Arizona. Two number one seeds, and Kansas was not the number one seed. Arizona, the number one seed. As Redding. Central says you're picking on me, Redding. 26 points for him, Redding.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a classroom where the know-how is free and the homework is fun. It's how to build something, or paint something, or plant something. The place that can take you from wondering how to knowing how. And the guaranteed low price every day to make every dollar work. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
All right, gang, it starts at 12:10 Eastern Time, 9:10 Western tomorrow. Indiana, Pittsburgh, that'll be a dandy. Butler, Louisville, Oklahoma State, Syracuse. Auburn, Wake Forest, Maryland will play Xavier. Another top game, Purdue against the number 1 seed, Texas. Michigan State and Florida, how about that one? And Utah, they'll be cheering here in the Beehive State as Rick Majerus's Utes go against the number 1 team in the nation, the Kentucky Wildcats. That's all tomorrow here on CBS. Central Michigan using all reserves now. And Duke the same. From the side, Joe Carr connects, and he has 5 points in the game. Well, Duke with the win into the Sweet 16, and Central Michigan will go home with a terrific memory of upset win over Creighton, the experience of being in the tournament, many thrills to embrace.
Central Michigan will build on this experience, and they will know what they have to do next year in order to make it even further into the tournament. I look for good things from Central Michigan.
Sean Dockery can't hit, and Carr brings it the other way in the final minute. Carr, no look pass. Dan Quinn, a junior from Grand Rapids, draws the foul. He's played in 5 games all year. He's not scored a point. This will be a moment for him to treasure. He said, I had my high of the year against Duke if he could hit a free throw. Mike Mansell. You know, when you're defeated so thoroughly as Duke has had their best shooting game of the year. Well over 60%. That graphic at 59 actually was around 62, 63. Currently 64% for Duke. 10 of 15 from three-point range, and Quinn still is scoreless. Rebound, Necchione. Familiar name is Dad Gary, a Duke captain, two-time captain. And some of the Scribinis with a chance to score here in the tournament. Duke is flirting with their NCAA tournament record in terms of their shooting percentage tonight, team record. And Buckner misses the layup. And with 13 seconds to go, the Chips will have the final shot. Quinn takes it all away. Gets it back. Put it in there, Quinn.
The mighty Quinn.
So goes another story. The Duke Blue Devils 86, Central Michigan 60. Dukes to the Sweet 16 for the 6th consecutive year. No other team in the nation can say that. A very impressive performance in Salt Lake City. So on Thursday in Anaheim, in the West, Arizona, Notre Dame, 1 against 5, and the 2 and 3 seeded teams in the West, Duke and Kansas. Chris Kaman of the Chips and Dante Jones of Duke are our Chevrolet players of the game. Thank you for being with us here on CBS Sports. Another full schedule tomorrow, and we'll be joining Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages.
Introducing the Saturn Ion. Specifically designed and engineered for whatever's next. Get a 2003 Saturn Ion L-Series review at 0% APR financing for 5 years. For restrictions, see your retailer.
Let's start with you, Jennifer.
There is no communication. None. He just sits there like a lump watching the satellite TV.
How many channels?
Dude, a lot. I mean, there's like 2 just for volleyball.
Surround?
Oh, yeah.
Flat screen?
Plasma. 43-inch high def.
Extended viewing angle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see it from the bathroom if you leave the door open.
Sweet. You know what you need to do?
What?
You need... Well, how big is your woofer?
Like 18 inches.
God, that's a big woofer.
What is it?
This is a business reality detector. It sniffs out overpromises and exaggerations.
Does it work?
Try it.
Keeney, what's up with the supply chain overhaul?
Everything's on schedule.
Fuller, how's the wireless thing going?
Under budget.
Bill, what do you think?
I don't think. I'm just a yes man.
Works.
Give him the card.
You're bound to have a good time with Verizon Wireless and unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 monthly access. Plus, share unlimited night and weekend minutes on the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. So don't miss out on some surefire fun. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room, more people room, or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to the Road to the Final Four here in New York. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg. Our researchers will kill me if I don't get this statistic in. The last 7 national champions are still alive in this tournament. Kentucky twice, Arizona, Connecticut, Michigan State, Duke, and Maryland. The 2 games just completed here on CBS. The Blue Devils knock off Central Michigan by a score of 86-60. And earlier in Oklahoma City, the Kansas Jayhawks beat Arizona State 108-76. Mike Krzyzewski is happy to be going to Anaheim It's going to be Duke against Kansas next weekend.
Should be a terrific matchup, and I'm glad you got that stat in so you can be here tomorrow again. But it should be a great matchup between those two teams. Duke's speed on the defensive end versus the inside tandem of Collison and Graves for Kansas.
All right, another day for this first weekend of the NCAA tournament comes your way tomorrow. Quadruple header begins at noon with Indiana's Hoosiers, the number 7 seed in the Midwest, taking on number 2 Pitt Panthers. In our second tier of games, Butler meets Louisville, Oklahoma State against Syracuse, and then 3 games come your way. Number 2 Wake Forest will play Auburn, number 3 Xavier against Maryland, top seed Texas against Purdue, and then we'll wrap things up with Michigan State against second seed Florida in the South, Utah against the top seed Kentucky in the Midwest. For Clark Kellogg and for all of us here at CBS Sports, thanks for joining us for another great day of college hoops tournament action. We'll see you at noon tomorrow here on CBS.
Here goes the long pass with 1 second to go. The shot. Yes! The shot's going to count. The shot by Tate George wins it.
The basket. And Marshall Strickland has it, a reset for Indiana.
And Knight played leash. How smart is he? Let's see what they got going here. Now he organizes the defense, gets back on his man Strickland.
Now Gracie Wright scoreless in the first half in the Alabama game of 17 in the comeback, and he also heard some things at halftime from his coach Mike Davis.
And the first good look the perimeter people have had that time. Gracie Wright with the ability to pump them. Chris, airborne, you are in trouble.
Tied at 8.
Good slip to the goal by Troutman. What a find by Knight. By day, by night.
One if.
It's an historical town.
Yeah, it's an appropriate place to make that comment. 10-8. And Gracie Wright tries to get the English. Not there. Rebound. Here comes Brandon Knight from Pittsburgh. They lead by 2.
Wonderful control. But look at this alley-oop. Oh, what a read. He delays with composure. He's got something in mind. He's got the great side eyeballs to find and deliver.
And the minute he saw Julius Page begin the break, the ball was in the air.
It would be great timing. You know, they've worked on it frequently.
Page has 6. Indiana gets 2 from Marshall Strickland.
Well, his improvement has enabled them to put Coverdale off the basketball. It's toughened up this team. Davis imploring there on the sideline, by the way. He's not happy with the D early.
Now Brandon Knight for the pick and roll with Siobhan Troutman.
And he might take advantage of Troutman down there.
Here's Brandon Knight. The penetration and the kick out and a 3-second violation.
Well, you love your point guard to be unselfish, but also to have a great head. Here's the alley-oop. And they didn't even need the screen. It was unnecessary. The great find. He just now the begging in the lane sets that up. You notice Ontario Let steps up, drags the defense. Knight sees it all and makes the great decision.
Coverdale at the point. A.J. Moye has come off the bench wearing number 2. There's Coverdale trying to establish position, and A.J. Moye with his first touch of the game. Little curl from Coverdale, and put back is good.
Newton, how about that, huh? Right at the rim. Playing small now. Let's see who wins this battle. Indiana's gone small. Let's see if they can take advantage with their size.
Well, Kyle Hornsby has come in as well, so essentially 4 guards. Look at this. Carl Krauser goes right by Hornsby, gets the basket, shoots a free throw.
I got to find out what that crossed arms means. You know, every time he does something excellent, and he does it a lot, he crosses the arms. This is a lift of the backside. Nobody down here. You can see everybody's head on the ball. Coverdale concerned about where his guy is going, and then the ability to blow by and finish for 3 here.
Carl Krauser, who earned a huge reputation in the playgrounds of New York City, made his way through a number of high schools in that city, I might add, and spent a year getting academically qualified, and sat out last year, has really contributed for Pittsburgh this year.
Nice use of the curl for Coverdale. He's not getting many opportunities. Page a little late. You got to hug his hip. You know, you're turning away from the defender. Coverdale can sneak a peek at him and then knock it down.
Hoosiers have a lead on Tom Coverdale's 3.
But finishing the Krauser, his education continues with Knight. Knight's really taught him a lot about the pace of the game.
Julius Page in and out. Bracy Wright 3-on-3. So Bracy Wright will get it in the hands of Coverdale. They'll go with a set. Ben Howland telling us, Bill, that he saw them run 80 different sets in scouting this Indiana team the other night.
Nice post pass here and a kick back by Coverdale.
Newton for 3, not there. Krauser. And Hornsby comes from behind, can't quite get it.
Vern, you mentioned those sets. What you have to do, you can't go through those in one day. You have to rely on your principles defensively. How you handle screens, cuts, everybody that's making any sort of a maneuver with the dribble, where you shade.
Let free throws.
That's what they have to do. Pound it. They've got the beef. Take advantage of it. The understanding of how to turn away from the defense set here. Now, as he turns in, you can see Page is late. Now, you've got to slip the screen or you've got a hand on his hip. Either way, but you can't give that distance to a guy who can knock and convert shots down with great consistency.
Let's see how Ontario Lett fares at the free throw line this second trip. One more. He is 1 for 3.
Now, Vern, I know you remember this story as we look at Ontario. The long arms. Jamie Dixon went to see him play in an AAU game, and he was 6'5". He said, would you raise your arms? He put his arms up. He was like a 6'9" player. He said, would you like to come to Pitt?
Ontario Lett had played at Pensacola Junior College in his second season. And a really irrepressible personality.
And the only time they've seen him there was the other at the Big East game. They said, yeah, he smiled.
He cleaned a few cups of water off the table. Knight with a steal. Great read. Boy, what anticipation by Brandon Knight. There is Newton. There's the pass to Lett and 2.
And look at the punch in the air by Knight. I mean, that's what you want from your point guard. Get everybody involved. They don't care who scores. This is all about winning. Ben Howland has gotten this team to understand. Hit the right guy, the basketball. I mean, it's just a terrific read. The understanding of dumping it in there and the finish by Lett. He really seals off, too. Look at the size of him.
You know what? That was a heck of a catch, too.
Wonderful eye-hand coordination. You're right.
Bet. And here's Ontario Lett for the old-fashioned three-point play. 3-point Pittsburgh lead. 10:28 remaining first half.
He has his 3 guards in there now.
Down to 14 seconds.
Oh, almost stolen by Drexler. Boy, is he good at that.
They've got to drive to the basket. It's down to 7 seconds.
You can see the time. Wittenberg. Oh, that's a long ways.
They won it. On the dunk.
Have you ever seen more emotion?
When athletes sweat, they lose more than just water. Gatorade puts back sodium and potassium, proven to replenish and rehydrate athletes better than water. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Let's say this is you, and this is your auto insurance company. You've always gotten along okay, but let's say this is Allstate. Ooh, looks better than what you got now, huh? Well, qualified drivers who call Allstate for a free auto quote can get a company this good for this kind of price, maybe less. The choice is pretty simple, don't you think? So call Allstate now for an auto quote and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a showroom for the newest riding mowers from John Deere. And now it's no payments or interest till January 2004 when you make any John Deere tractor purchase of $299 or more with your Home Depot consumer credit card. We've done our yard work homework and have the know-how to find the John Deere for you. We have everything you need to turn your yard and your neighbors a healthy shade of green. The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
March Madness is in the air, and this family has got the fever.
Now who's with me?
Don't miss Still Standing CBS Monday after Everybody Loves Raymond.
Pittsburgh leads it by 3, 19-16. CBSSportsline.com. Keyword is CBS Sportsline. Follow every play from each game of the NCAA tournament. Mike Davis in his 3rd season as the Indiana head coach and a 6-2 record in the tournament.
The best coaching job he ever did was at halftime 2 days ago.
They were down 11.
Unbelievable comeback, I thought. Of attitude, too.
Right.
It wasn't just the points. I mean, you could just see the spirit. He was saying that to both of us, he didn't know if Bracy Wright would speak to him after that game. And Bracy performed admirably, as did Tom Coverdale, who's getting a little blow right now. They came out ready to go.
Marshall Strickland back on. Here's Hornsby from the corner. Looks good, is good.
Hey, you know, that's twice now Julius Page has been tardy, trailing the jump shooter. Nice screen set to get Hornsby a good look.
14 points in the paint and 5 free throws. So they've been pounding it inside.
And they got the zone look now, so that the middle looks wide open. Now they goes back to man.
Now Brandon Knight, Carl Krauser, Zavatskis, Troutman, and Page on the floor for Pittsburgh.
Look at his post up and
oh dear.
Tell you what though, Vern, that's too easy. They're not a good denial, and that body, he gets the derriere, cups you, and just leans to the goal. Should have converted the first though.
21-19, under 10 to go, first half of play.
Krauser now on Hornsby, and now Page has got right.
Marshall Strickland comes back outside. And Leach pops out for the high pick and roll.
See how they zone in the back trap, the automatic switch.
Right.
Zavatskis shows and stays.
Now Newton traveled.
Terrific defense, but on the offensive end, the understanding of getting it inside, they really do a good job. Now watch how he gets the ball on the baseline. That's the message. Just drop step to the lane. He ends up tipping this one in. But that's easy. You got to really fight the guy down there. But Troutman's larger than life on that box area.
21-19. Carl Krauser has the ball in his hands. Right. Trails him defensively.
And Jerron Brown now with Hornsby. Too easy. You know what's good about this Vern season? Brandon getting to the foul line early. You know, a lot of games he might not get his first free throw until late in the game. This way he can get a little feel. He gets a rhythm.
Now Brandon Knight hitting just over 55% from the line, but he was well below 50 for much of the year, then had a late season surge, and with the exception of 5 unsuccessful visits to the line against Villanova, he has until then been hitting pretty well. Here's the Singular Wireless fan poll. Which #1 seed is most likely to be upset in this year's tournament? Arizona, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Texas. Singular Wireless users send a vote to 171 or log on to CBSSportsline.com/singular. Stay tuned for the results from the Singular at the half.
Where the Zags gave it a run last night, huh? Solid. Mark Few and his guys had a wonderful basketball game.
Yeah, that was.
Just great to watch. Tough one to lose, obviously.
Tough for us to root.
Oh, but yeah, just what, 2 wonderful people.
Yep.
High-class programs.
Here's Hornsby, gets the pick from Leach, loses control, over and back.
Nice pressure defense. They're having trouble. You know, I'd get away from the pick and roll. They're bringing guys into a situation where they're having some difficulty.
Ben Howland is going to send Julius Page back on the floor and give Brandon Knight a rest.
And Vern, statistically speaking, Indiana, 41% is what they usually hold opponents to. And right now, 8 for 13 Pitt at 62%. So Indiana making some mistakes on this defensive end. They got to tighten it up.
5 turnovers now for the Hoosiers. Here's Zavatskis, looks inside. Troutman. Backs Newton, tries up and under. Good defense by Newton. Troutman aggressive to the ball, but went off his hands.
I know Newton, he just a little get together. But you can see how the shoulders and the strength he possesses in that box area. Very tough to contain him once he gets it that deep.
Now, Ben Howland thought his team was ready for this tournament the day before it began when Siobhan Troutman and Donatas Zavatskis had a little confrontation during the practice.
I think Zavatskis fights with his cornflakes. He is just one of those characters.